that SK, they've got many offers to go to, Taco being one of the players to pick it up more recently as well. But cold and fallen, they are the scariest of AWP duos you could ever hope to be up against.
Taco's on a squeaky push with the AWP at the moment. We've got many smokes in the middle area. We'll spot one player around the vents, and it's all yellow in the death column at present. Though NBK will change that, making it a 3-on-3, and Phelps will be the last man in B for the time being. Fur and Taco on a 2 versus 3 retake. Shocks of all of 2 HP. Just got to watch out for that Molotov. Taco on the high ground. Ooh, he knows his angles. I don't know if he had seen any of Kenny S there. Taking some pot shots, trying to find some info. And in the meantime, Fur is coming in from the vents. Always awkward to come in for the retake from that position, but Shocks is not trained.
Cloud9 would have been more slow and, you know, a bit more timid, but I think they're going to pick up the mantle and try and play Fnatic style here. I mean, Stewie's going to love this, isn't he?
I think so. It's going to be a lot of fun. I train especially for Cloud9. I think it's one of their, I guess, most entertaining maps to watch when they get like some few rounds that are on the T side, relying on those heavy rushes outside, grouping up and on that tag team duo of Automatic and Stewie going at it. I think that's really fun to watch. And like we said, Skadoodle actually finding some form. Does that mean what I think it means? Does that mean like stop talking, start casting?
The face it sound that everyone knows.
Yeah, it is.
Especially if you have multiple tabs open. This ever happened to you when it rolls into itself? Like, I just can't do this.
Well, I guess that means we're ready to go.
I hope it does. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Should be good. Well, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ECS finals, and we've got Fnatic and Cloud9 ready on train. And I mean, do you want to make a prediction? Do you have any feeling? I think this is very unpredictable.
You have to say Fnatic based on what we saw in DreamHack. I think they are the better team right now. But Cloud9 just won the Americas Minors, not a massive event, but still pretty promising stuff overall. We'll be Fnatic here. Starting on the CT side, you've got the Pistol Meister, Dennis himself. Let's see if he can step up here. And we've got only one smoke coming out of the terrace here and deploying and committing to the outside bomb site.
4 people rushing out of Pop Dog already. Olaf Meister's taken down Stewie, so that's a bit of a hit for Cloud9, but nothing will get the refrag in, and they should be able to get the bomb down there. That smoke is going to fade pretty soon. JW is actually walking right through it, sees the guy by E-Box, turns around, gets the headshot on one, goes for a second, and JW is finally going to get shot down, but he did everything right then. It's just Automatic, trying to hold off the bomb in a 1-on-3.
Yeah, not really much he can do here. Down to 45 HP as well, but that's a good start. Finds the first headshot. Smoke deployed on the bomb. Means Fnatic should have a pretty easy ride with this one. They've got a defuse kit as well, but Automatic still can be a nuisance. He's going to find another kill here, down to the 1v1. Automatic versus Crims. Crims very good in these situations. Can he step out? The bomb's ticking away. Looks like Automatic might have done enough here.
This is absolutely brilliant. So this should be in a playbook somewhere, just playing this 1v3 perfectly. I mean, if you had to imagine an alternate reality here, Henry, where he stays behind the E-Box all the time to fight that 1v3, I don't think he's going to win that.
Absolutely. That was very, very well played from Automatic. Indeed. The fact that Fnatic had a smoke, and the kid as well, you know what? The smoke actually worked against them in many ways.
Yeah.
Because they deployed that, you think it's going to be a Veil, get that full defuse going, but Automatic, he was so aware. You could see his presence there in the situation. So, okay, you put that smoke down, you've given me some cover. I'll stand on the other side, line up with the bomb, get that first frag, and then it looked very uncomfortable for Fnatic. They'd be gutted at that one, especially with JW getting those sensational frags with the USP as well. So, Anders, looks like we've got a force buy situation coming in. All 5 players going all in. That's a bit of a problem on the CT side. It means you're unlikely to get the AWP in the first gun round. Obviously, we don't win this round, but Cloud9 for now, keeping things very basic. 4 players towards inside. This just could be the 4 players committing to an execution in the inner side, 1 holding the flanks, and using the Molotovs effectively so far, looking quite promising.
We've been having this discussion a lot recently, I feel like. The one where you sort of, you know, do you want to buy in this round, and then you don't have the Molotovs and the smokes later on, especially if you're Fnatic, and especially if you're on train, maybe even the AWP.
In a best of 1, I'm not a fan of it. It's obviously Fnatic, they love this sort of play style, historically very good at it, but look how easy it is for Cloud9. Play it right, just make sure you do a default at the start, wait for the aggression to come in, and you can start mowing them down. But Flasher, he's doing some good work here with the CZ, finds 1 kill, denies the plant at least for a little bit, but now it's a 4-on-2. Olaf Meister, 44 HP, bomb down, and that should be the round concluded. At this point, hoping to get some exit frags, I guess, or maybe some 1Ds from across the map. That's not too bad either.
No, that'll definitely help out. At least they've done some damage, but it just isn't enough. And even if they had got that retake going, as you saw towards the end, nothing started to come in for the C connector. He'd actually fallen back towards Pop Dog, which I think is always, that's a huge strength of any sort of B push, if you can get that one guy who's lingering around and ready for the backstab. So pretty good round for Cloud9, I would still say overall. And now the big question is, will it hurt them in the 4th round here, Fnatic, or do they have some sort of backup plan?
It definitely will. Obviously, we know JW to be the main all-puts team. There's a few other names that can chime in as well, Dennis, Olaf Meister. But still, yeah, I think they'll be limited in terms of going to have incendiaries. Won't necessarily have, they'll probably have all the smokes, but maybe it's no head armor against maybe this MAC-10 or UMP, so that's a problem. And this is one of the rounds we don't really have to talk too much about, and there's no armor, full stack towards outside, bomb planted. Let's not get too excited about this one. It's a guaranteed win for Cloud9 at this point. So, got that MAC-10 hunting for some cash. If he does get some kills at that connector position, he's going to start farming a lot of money at that stage, $600 per kill, and he's going towards CT spawn as well. But there is a greeting party waiting for him on the other side. Hello.
Stewie, the MAC-10 could just do so much damage here. They do finally show themselves, and I think he realized there's more people up there, but he doesn't really have to push this too much. He can just relax, and actually they're being boxed in. These MAC-10s are getting so many kills. This is perfect.
Oh, and we've seen there it's going to be one kill for JW, but overall not too much damage inflicted into this round. So Anders, I'm going to look at the next round, right? Like we said, CT's potentially not having head armor, the incendiaries to stop rushes, for example, and now they're going to be up against, presumably, 2 MAC-10s here and a Galil as well. All weapons against unarmored heads can get one-shot kills, right? Especially at close ranges, MAC-10. So this is the sort of round, right, where you're going to be going very, very quickly. You want to be locking it down. They've actually thrown away the MAC-10s. I think that's super interesting. I think you keep them. I think you're trying to throw a spanner into works with a super fast round of those MAC-10s, just trying like maybe an inside rush where they won't have the AWP. It's a more conservative approach to upgrade into AK-47, sure, but I think CSGO lends itself that sort of playstyle, especially when they force spawn into the second. I think they should have gone for it.
Yeah, and I think your point is even more valid on a map like Train, where you'd want to have someone to open up a bomb site, you know, lead in, break open the space, and then everyone else with the rifles can follow in. I mean, you could definitely use a MAC-10 player like that later on, but we'll see how it goes. They do have a lot of smoke draining in outside
as well. We've got 4 players of unarmored head. All of my sort of no armor at all. So those MAC-10s have been great. They've been perfect.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really good point. Well, they have made it to the out a bit, but also down the ramp here and nothing opening up, taking down Flusher, even though they saw the bomb, so they're all rotating, and Stewie with the flank here. This could be what makes this round, and Fnatic, they might have wished they had just a bit more, but actually waiting right around the corner is Crims. He's going to take down Stewie. So this is definitely doable. 4 versus 3 at the moment. The bomb is down, but the retake is on for Fnatic here. They're going to lose Olofmeister. That just makes it a 3-on-3, and Automatic is crept up into the corner of the smoke, hiding on the other side of it. A really smart play here.
Yeah, no kids, Anders. This round is pretty much done for. 3 players alive, sure, you'd think this is a viable situation, but this is the problem of forced by that second round. We didn't mention, I guess we mentioned incendiaries and smokes, but you don't have defuse kits to see it's going to $400 a piece. Automatic taking another kill down there. It's a really difficult situation. This is why we're seeing more and more teams actually opt for full ecos in the second round. Maybe this is Deagles especially, but
did the fence just catch that bullet with the AW here? I think it did.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think the fence actually stopped that shot from Dennis. That's so unfortunate.
Well, there's the 4-0, and this is where Cloud9 are their most dangerous. They've had a good start. They've got the 3-0, the first gun round there. They've got control of the economy. They can start being a little bit more cavalier with their approach in terms of the tactics, faster stuff coming in. But that's a great trade there. That's just good counter-strike at the same time. As soon as your teammate goes down in front of you, he's getting the information, you get the refract straight away, and you're overwhelming that outside bomb site. They had one player showing presence as well at the start of the round. Outside player, smoke's deployed. He's managing to get behind the bomb train somehow as well. He doesn't get any kills, but he keeps the attention up there for long enough. Inside is just not an option for the retake there. Fnatic will be 1 player alive. That's Crims. He's got the M4 fuse kit, but his teammates can't really bring much to the table. Apart from a frag, apparently, Dennis does find Stewie.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of life on him and Olofmeister, though, so still a bit tricky, but at least they get that done. My God, grenade landed right in his knees. That was Dennis going down, and it does seem like it's falling apart a little bit here. Just Olof left with 6 health and a deagle, so that's just a good round. Cloud9, you can tell, they know when they have to be a bit conservative when they're up against the rifles.
Yeah.
As soon as it's against pistols and no armor, they just make these rounds really quick.
Yeah, it's I guess on a map like Train, it still is a bit of a gamble going for the rush against the ecos. You can run to a full stack, but when you know they're not going to have armor, it's not going to be that partial buy. I think you're absolutely fine with that. Here we go. The Fnatic finally stabilizing here. They're getting the maximum loss bonus of $3,400. Like we said, Olofmeister, the secondary AWP to JW, so it brings out the AWP once again. It was interesting. JW didn't have that weapon on the first gun round. It was actually Olof that went for it. So a little bit inconsistent at the moment, but looking at their first gun round here, you can see not really fully equipped still. Crim's just the only diffuse kit there. A few smokes missing from the CT lineup, but a slower pace round here from Cloud9. 3 players focusing towards Ivy. JW waiting on the other side, though. Flashbang should take away his attention, but somehow didn't even get blinded there. He actually just got straight up out-jeweled by Skadoodle, but Dennis fighting back in main entrance. Gets the bomb down as well. Much more promising stuff for Fnatic.
Yeah, that's a really good initiative from Dennis. If he doesn't do that, suddenly they're sandwiched in and everything is going to go bad. Now Stewie's fighting over here, but he's going to go down to Olof. So they've got them boxed in. A nice improvised boost coming in from the T side, but it just is not enough. I think they finally realized Skadoodle was up there, and there's not a lot that nothing he could do right now. So, I mean, I think Dennis just saved them. I'm not sure this would have been a good round otherwise.
Well, promising stuff there from Fnatic, losing the first frag, but as you mentioned, Dennis, the savior there towards the main entrance, the outside bomb site. Counter-Strike, in its very essence, is about reactions. As soon as you lose that first frag, right, you need to be getting in there and getting the refrag back in.
Now, talk us through this. I'm really interested. Is this a team captain call out? Someone say, Dennis, you got to refrag. No, is he just individually saying, listen, I've got to do this. I'm not going to talk to anyone else.
As soon as they lose that frag and they know they haven't really got the defuse kits or the utility to hold off at full execution, right, and they've lost that first play, he needs to step up. He's called for a flashbang from his teammate. He's going investigating for knowledge, essentially, but he finds 2 kills. That the flashbang was spot on. Gets the bomb down as well. Probably can't believe his luck at that point. And it was an outside split from Cloud9. Shut down by one particular player, of course, Dennis. And we do go into round number 7 here. Plenty of money available for Cloud9. And they're going to be changing up things here slightly. This looks like a full execution, like a set piece, we call this, off the bat, and saying this is our objective for this round. We're not doing a default, and you can see that you have to go for the strategy pretty much straight away. No presence at Ivy or main entrance. In they go, and all of Meister waiting to receive and manages to hit the first shot as well.
That flashbang is so good, but I actually think it flashed one of the Cloud9 players anyway, so that's a bit strange. Flusher's going to get a kill. The bomb will be going down, but Flusher's going to be doing even more work. No, he won't. Automatic takes the refrag. I have no idea how. He was solo on health already. Dennis and JW now have to try and go for the retake here. One AWP, and that's always a problem in this kind of retake scenario. And they've got the time at least, but this is not going to be easy.
Absolutely not. JW, the bird's eye view of the bomb site here. Encroaching the first frag. It's going to be Shroud that goes down with nothing with the quick reply. Not known to be an AWP, but picks up the kill. JW now 23 HP. He has got the kit and the smoke, so he can make this interesting. Go for it at least. They kind of have to, considering it's a full reset situation. JW now hoping a terrorist makes a mistake.
He's even going to put out a little bit of flashbang just to try and lure them in. He's going to pick up one kill, and nothing is up there, just one shot away from death. He's going to go for the underhand throw as well, and inside the smoke, he actually gets the headshot. My God, it didn't look like that was anywhere near.
He can't believe that. I can't believe it, Anders. What in God's name just happened there? It looked like he was done for because he missed that first option rifle.
Yeah.
Well, it's like about 2-3 seconds now. He's not going to have a chance to run down or knife him or block him. That's not a thing. How has he got away with that? That's so nuts. Like you said, it didn't even look like the Glock was on him. It was like a sporadic bullet that flew off and actually hit him in the head perfectly. Let's have a look.
Oh
okay,
my
so it was
God.
kind of on him, but still, like running, just no idea where he is. Gets a perfect headshot there with like 1 second remaining. That's nuts. That's a full reset as well for Fnatic, so they are in a lot of trouble now. Go for the force fight, it seems.
I mean, in a best of one, you're only going to have so many of those kind of opportunities.
Yeah.
That was otherwise really great play from JW, but that just got stolen away from him now. They're going fast out in the yard, and this seems to be just the rhythm for Fnatic. You know, as soon as they have the upper hand on a sort of weapons-wise, they just go for it.
Absolutely. Well, it would have been a double eco situation regardless, so they've all come for MP9s and CZs. And speaking of CZs, JW stepping up on there from the Ivy position. Unfortunately, that just gives his position away. He hasn't really gained much from that, but what's Shroud doing? Hello?
Just walking
What on
through the
earth
smoke.
are you doing?
Giving up
Pushing
the bomb and
through
taking
the smoke with the bomb. Get out. Get off
Listen,
the server.
You can only be on a team with Studio for so long before
That's nuts.
before
Why
that
has he
goes
done
into
that?
your head, apparently.
Lost the
Now
round.
they've lost another one, and JW with a minute headshot on Skadoodle. Well,
What a shocker.
did you look at that, Henry?
I'm lost for words, Anders. I don't need to break that down for anyone at home. They saw how ridiculous that was. You've got the kills outside, and you don't know who's on the other side of the smoke. Who do you send through to get a full grey screen and have no chance of actually getting the frag? The guy with the bomb. That's such a misplay there. What on earth is he thinking?
That's
dear.
just so this is actually one of the things that I find to be interesting. You know, it could be that if you did an interview later with you know Shroud and Cloud9, that they would say, well, actually, it was someone else on the team who called that. And you got to wonder if that's the thing. If someone said, I know where the AW is, and someone says, well, I'm sure Flusher's there, so just go through the smoke and let's get it done. Like, it could be a teammate that miscalls it.
We have got a technical pause right now, and Shroud rejoined the server. So maybe did his TeamSpeak go down? It's something
brain
bizarre.
malfunction?
Yeah, maybe brain malfunction. Maybe that could be the technical issue. But that was bizarre, right? That's just like a classic Counter-Strike blunder, like going against the grain in terms of what you should be doing in textbook situations. Like, they didn't even have to rush there. They had the man advantage. They had the bomb, control of the bomb side, right? Smoke and connectors, that's a good thing. CT's can't do anything about it, right? You know where the other one is. He can't boost over that smoke. He can't do anything there. Why push through? I guess the only idea is you're assuming both players are towards Ivy because you've had presence there, so you've got to go towards inside with the bomb, but have the refrag with you. Have someone, at least if you're going for that crazy risk, to get the kill back in return. And not only did he lose the bomb, he applies so much pressure to his teammates at that point. Time's ticking away. They get sprayed through the smoke, and I think Dennis just couldn't really believe his luck there. That was absolutely nuts. But that's going to kind of stifle Cloud9, I think, now. We talked about them being a momentum-based team, known to bicker, lots of young guys within this lineup, and I think one of those kind of plays, and they had full control of this best of one. They've given Fnatic now a lifeline. I think this is where we start to see them kind of crumble a little bit, and maybe Fnatic find a few rounds back-to-back here. So they get another full buy, Fnatic. They get AKs, M4s, a UMP as well, but the technical issue is going to be kind of tricking us a little bit longer. Flushes just left the server.
But I mean, I think it's even more true in a best of one format. But you know, a popular line that sort of a catch-all line is whatever team makes the least mistakes ends up winning. And I mean, we've seen. I mean, I think Fnatic had a bit of an issue in that fourth round with not getting the buy-in, and maybe they could have made more of an impact. You get gifted a round like this one where you suddenly get the bomb drop. Right? I mean, best of one that could really make or break the whole half here, especially if they make a comeback based off that whole thing. But we'll see how it plays out once they get everyone back on the server. As you can tell, Still just waiting. I think it might be just a sound issue or something, so hopefully it won't be that long.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you know, your Fnatic, that's all you need. Especially in the old days, this is what Fnatic was so good at. Like, just
Absolutely.
even one little opening,
give
they were
them
there.
an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
That's the kind of headline here with Fnatic, and it's just such a gutting way to lose a round as well. It's not like Fnatic did anything super sick, right? They didn't like go above and beyond, like have a nut spray down the CZ. You pretty much put on a silver platter and said, "Here's the bomb," and time to get away. My teammates are now completely wrecked. So that's a little bit disappointing.
We do have just about a minute pause, so there about maybe a bit more. So
Okay.
means we can entertain you in the meantime, Hank.
What would you like to talk about?
What's topical? What's everyone talking about these days? What's the most popular thing? They're all political, aren't they? They're all you know, stuff that'll make everyone angry, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. That's where we are in the world right now. Yeah, a lot of anger going around these days.
Yeah. It's the 1 year anniversary of Brexit, isn't it? I thought someone said
That's
that.
exciting, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
it's exciting.
We are in London, of course, so that's nice.
Yeah. Still partly tied to Europe, but not too much longer.
Not too much. How are you finding London? Do you like the city in general?
I do, but only parts of it. Yeah, I think some of the central parts of London is so busy, like unbelievably busy.
I don't live anywhere near Central. I live in like deep West London because I hate the crowds and like all the kind of like tourist industry there. I just think like it's kind of too much in a way.
Yeah,
I live in a very quiet residential. Oh, we're back.
But
I was expecting a podcast.
listen, I think the takeaway. I'm fully expecting you to be my tour guide here, Henry.
Oh, you don't want to see my tours. Yeah. The dark parts of London.
That's
where
what I want.
It
That's
can
what
get
I
very
want to experience.
interesting. You might not come back.
No,
in one piece, Anders.
To live on the dangerous side. You know,
I'll show you some cool things.
do like a weekend with Hank.
Okay.
See if we can live through that.
Well, we'll get back into this now. It's going to be Fnatic now. Still on the City side, of course. 6-2 after winning that kind of shocking round there from Cloud9.
We recognise this setup.
We do.
Smokes.
Who made that up?
The smoke's coming in. Who knows? No one remembers any longer. The smoke is into main. Actually, those are some interesting counter grenades coming out from Fnatic. Just pretty much putting all in on the fact that this was going to be an A push, and it will be. Stewie running through with the Tech 9 out, takes down Crimson. Now the bomb is being planted. Nothing is taken down JW. Fnatic, this is the big opening, and they're just throwing it all away. Dennis is finally going to be able to kill, but he's completely surrounded, and that will leave all of Meister 1 versus 4. Grenade almost takes down 2, but he can't really know that. He's just going to have to give this one up.
Well, you never know. I won't get too excited just yet, but a fantastic round so far from Cloud9. What a recovery. Tech 9s and Galil's AKs. It really gives us frag away for free pretty much there, but it doesn't matter. He kind of gets the information at least. And now Olaf Meister. They want to try and take him down as much as they possibly can. Like we said, a return to form recently from Olaf, especially a dream hack, and that's another kill. It's damaging the economy. It's certainly not stable for Cloud9 yet. So it's not a great situation for Fnatic, sure, but at least he's helping out a little bit. Another reset for them. Only $1,400.
I'm really curious because you see that wall of smoke going down on the A bomb site. It seemed like Fnatic's response immediately was to say, well, that's fine. If you're going to smoke the bomb site, we'll just smoke the main entrances. And they still couldn't hold on to them.
I think there was quite a... Because you've got the Tech 9s, right? I think a few of them were just coming out before the smoke's fully deployed. That can be a really useful tactic as well. I think it was Dignitas have really started doing that on maps like Mirage, right? You throw the smoke server and waiting for the CT reaction to come in. Then you're coming out with the Tech 9s and such like that. Like just as the CTs are preparing to hold you off. So you could see towards main entrance, especially very quick play from nothing, getting out that Tech 9, finding the first pick and had that snowball effect. He upgrades to a rifle, bomb down, all the smokes are there, and a really cool recovery. Like I said, Cloud9, certainly a team that can be known to fall apart after those sort of situations we saw in the previous round, but kind of held their heads up and managed to hold it together. 7-2, and we're going to have a tactical pause for Fnatic here. So, Anders, they saved one weapon, right? And like we said, $1,400 per player. It's a best of one. Their economic situation has been dire at best throughout this map so far. Force by in the second, all 5 players, and losing the first gun round, getting reset after their first win, and now reset once again. I think they've taken the pause, and yeah, okay, no force by this time, trying to go for the more conservative approach, which is nice to see at this point. You've got quite a large deficit to recover from, I think. Just focus on the bigger picture here and think, okay, let's try and aim for at least like 6-7 rounds instead of throwing the whole map away.
Yeah, we've seen comebacks from that sort of a scoreline before, so it's definitely doable. Skadoodle waiting down here, and actually for once this is one of the rounds where Cloud9 are a bit slower, even in the face of pistols, you know.
Well, I guess at this stage you don't want to go for the full rush, right? Because they could force buy into this one if you come into a stack. You know, Olaf Meister's got a rifle as well. Really calculated stuff from Cloud9 here, finding the frags, and Shroud and... Okay, Stewie, it's starting to fall apart now. A great play from Crims there, pushing in, getting the timing dead on. Finds 2 kills with that P250. That's certainly made the round interesting now.
And look at this, they're actually saving all the rifles here.
Yeah.
He got 2 kills and they saved the M4 from Olaf Meister, so now they've picked up 3 rifles.
Now we've got a round on our hands, for sure.
No bomb plant yet either. Flusher even has a defuse kit if they need it later on, so We'll see. Bomb will be going down. They still need a kill pretty quick here, I think, Fnatic, before this is viable, because there's so many areas to check on this A bomb side. That's a really big problem if you're trying to go for the retake. And now they've lost Flusher as well. That was the kit down, and it's pretty far back. Crims is going to pick up a kill, but that kit is really far back on the map right now.
Yeah, in my opinion, one of the hardest bomb sites to retake in the entirety of Counter-Strike. Bomb down, you're rotating through very tight choke points, and you can see Fnatic struggling with this one. Nothing finding another kill there, takes down Crims, just Dennis. Oh, he said a decent attempt there from Crims generally to get those 2 PT50 kills. I think that was maybe a lapse of concentration there from Cloud9. It was going so well. They had 2 players on inside bomb site. How are they both going to take another PT50? I'd love to see the replay. Here we go, perfect. Thank you, Facer. There we go.
Yeah, he even pushes up really far.
It was like unlucky in terms of the timing. Right, one player was jumping down, but still, they were ready for that, and he did very well to get 3 kills in total, but still 8-2 now. Cloud9 looking very assertive here on the T side, recovering from that earlier blunder as well. It's going to be UMPs and a Famous, a couple of M4s as well. Still not looking great. Fast play from Cloud9. I like it, Anders. Let's get into it.
Yeah, they're really not slowing down, are they? And you see the counter grenades coming up from Fnatic. They're way too late. Cloud9 are already out in the bomb site here. Stewie's got a kill on Olofmeister, and Crims just waiting for it. Dennis walking in. 3 big kills coming out. And running up with a pistol. Missing the shot is Skadoodle, and Dennis will get the quad kill. Listen, does it seem like if they're going to win a round, Fnatic, it has to be Dennis just doing it all on his own? Yeah, that's unfair.
That's pretty much the way they've won these last few rounds. Like the round he pushed A main, and then the round he got on connector as well. And now just getting a 4-man spray down. Like he's going above and beyond for his teammates here. Another main entrance interaction there. Pushing the smoke. It's an audacious play, but like we said, if you lose that first pick, someone needs to be stepping up here. And Dennis rises to the occasion and then some.
And look at the difference as well. So Dennis runs through the smoke to try and get that fight, whereas if you saw Crims rather from us, he was on the bomb train hiding, you know, sort of behind the smokes and didn't really seem to be able to do anything in that round. So really interesting, different styles of defense, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good news for Fnatic is they might get a few rounds in a row here, Anders, because you can see an eco coming for Cloud9. I think that's the right play. They probably could have just about forced it, about 3K per player, but to get some deagles out, you've got a huge lead here. Look at the bigger picture like we described before. Try and just guarantee this is a really solid half. Aim for like 9-10 rounds. That'd be amazing. I think if you told Cloud9 that coming into this one, you can win the T half like double digits potentially, they'd love that. So they're just going to be aiming for that instead of trying to force their way into these sort of rounds. Sure, it'd be amazing if they won that and reset Fnatic once again, but I think you want to concentrate now on building your own economy instead of trying to sabotage your opponents.
And this is going to be a pretty easy round, you can tell, coming out from Fnatic. They were in good positions and not even losing anyone yet. In fact, again, Dennis stepping up with a good couple of kills. The 4th round coming in for the Swedish side. I mean, this is suddenly looking doable, and just, I mean, even just a break in momentum here should allow more people from the Fnatic side to chip in, not just Dennis. You know, he's created that break for them. Now someone else has to step it up.
Well, he's kept their head above water at least, so that's something. As we can see, the scoreboards there. Dennis at the top, there he is. 10 kills, 9 deaths. To be fair, the frag distribution is pretty equal for Fnatic. No one's like really lagging behind. It's just Cloud9 have looked very good as a unit so far. But here we go, round number 13. We said it'd be a fast game, Anders, and certainly delivering on that front. Another buy for Cloud9, Galils, and 3 AKs. And no Skadoodle AWP as of yet. Here we go. Slower paced round, and we do have set up smokes once again from what we can see. Stu will control the inner area. So they could go back for the full execution. There's a smoke, as I mentioned earlier. Skadoodle with the bomb as well. This looks like an inside play, potentially. He's got the bomb, though, so he's going to have to go all the way through T-spawn up the steps right now. Deployed 1 smoke outside, and they don't have much presence at all towards outer. So this will be an upper take by the looks of things.
Yeah, sort of putting some smokes in through Pop Dog, suggesting they could be making their way up like they have in the past, but you can tell they're making their way inside instead, as you said, Hank. Now it's Olofmeister with a headshot, Flusher as well getting one, and Olof with a spray down, semi-long range there. That's really good. And this whole push has been shut down from Cloud9, so they've been slightly broken here on the American side. In fact, Olof going to step it up with a really big round for himself there. And that's a 5th round on the Swedish side. This is starting to turn the corner.
Yeah, the Fnatic are definitely a team that can recover from this sort of deficit. So this is promising now. Another round where Cloud9 weren't exactly stable, had a couple of Galils there and AKs. You can see, not really challenging. No flashbangs coming in, no smokes to block Olof's vision. Kills there with the AK-47, always a very beneficial weapon to have on the defending side. Means you can go for the more audacious faces and actually manage to go for the one-taps as well. You can hold more aggressive angles. As we go to round number 14, another eco for Cloud9. So this is looking convincing to pull it back to maybe an 8-7. And I think, all things considered, that's great news for Fnatic. Now having 3 rounds in a row, and we're certainly going to find 4 here. As we have got JW with the AWP. A couple of players in front of him. Doesn't quite nail the kill, but spots a couple of players towards Ivy.
Yeah, does more damage with the HE than he did with the AWP, but that just happens sometimes. And I think the really important thing is here just to not give anything up. Don't let him save a rifle into the next round or anything silly like that. And it doesn't seem like that's really going to happen. So.
Yeah. Well, they've managed to get the man advantage here. Two goes down, no one has to overcommit. Don't need any reactions or crazy push from the CT side. You're absolutely right. Keep the money alive. Going into the last round next, but their money's probably absolutely fine generally. But speaking like, it's just don't give anything away to Cloud9. Don't let them save weapon here. So Crims and JW doing a good job. Shroud finds one kill, but obviously won't survive there. Olofmeister with the final frag. 4 rounds and over for Fnatic now, and Cloud9. What's the final play going to be? I don't think they can get the AWP. Okay, they could glass cannon it just about on Skadoodle. No timeout coming in just yet. Only had one for Fnatic in terms of a tactical call in that sense. It could be Skadoodle with the AK. That suggests another like set piece play or something very fast. The fact they're not going to be getting the AWP out won't be a default, right? They won't be going for the first pick. That's usually going to be their bread and butter, right? Skadoodle, great form right now. Let's slow right down, see if we can get that pick on that AWP. We know he's towards Ivy. And here we go, round number 15. Stewie, smoke out. Committing with him. Turrets in, here we go with the bomb once again, but still could be an outside play from Popdog.
You weren't quite sure for a moment if he was going to try and jump to get that aggression. Right. It looked like he was. He's a bit delayed, but I mean, this is why someone like Stewie is such an important player to have on a team. The playmaker, just trying to create some space out here.
Same tactic we saw before. It worked very well against the limited Fnatic. Now they're fully equipped with the double orbs and stuff, so we'll see whether Stewie can have any impact here. Holding the E-box, stopping rotation at this point. Not even aggressively hunting for frags. He wants his teammate to show presence inner, and then he can stop the kills as they go to connector. But they might be changing pace here. Smoke's towards out. He's called it. It looks clear, and he fancies it outside.
Felt like, listen, I have enough space out here. Let's go for it. Instead, he's going to be creeping up, and there's the opening frag. Jumping Crib is not going to get a chance, but actually great refrag from Dennis. That might buy enough time for the rotate to come in here. They're slightly trapped behind E-box. Dennis nearly goes down, and eventually he will. Automatic takes the frag, and Flusher trying to shoot under the train and puts a big smile on my face, but not going to be able to get the kill at that range. And now it's instead 4 versus 3 here on Cloud9. A bit of a change of pace for them, but it's been working out.
Well, now the 4 and 3 begins. It's the last round, no saving here. Double orbs, not a great situation for the retake. Can see JW now encroaching on the bomb side. They can't find anything and nothing. He strikes, like I said, it's such a difficult bomb side to retake, especially with double orbs as well. That's not ideal. With Olofmeister, why is no one watching football? That's kind of insane. I guess Shroud was watching it from a really tricky angle there, but they will win the round eventually. There it is, 9-6 in favor of Cloud9. A few blunders, I have to say. Cloud9 looked great, but obviously that round where Shroud walked through with the bomb, that was a bit of a nightmare, but still they got the next run after that, reset Fnatic, but a string of rounds towards the end there, getting 4 in a row. Fnatic definitely making this competitive half. Win the pistol, and as in it's 9-9. There's no reason why they can't give Cloud9 the same treatment they just received.
Oh, absolutely. Now you start to wonder, what would have happened if nothing hadn't got that freaky headshot in the smoke?
Right.
Could they have had a bit more? Could they have started to get the rounds back earlier? But in a best of 1 format, it's sort of unforgiving. You've got this one chance, and if you don't win the pistol round now and you're Fnatic, you're just in a lot of trouble here. And they do have a smoke and a Molotov. That Molotov on the T side of train always makes you think there could be some after plant play coming in.
Yeah, lots of options for that. Well, they went going inside, actually sending 4 players towards Ivy here. So it's up to Shroud now to defend. Flash out, watching for any inside flanks, and Shroud spots the first player there, fires off a bullet, no damage inflicted just yet. Call for nothing to back him up as well, but here's the smoke, and a Molotov committed as well, so that's all the utility gone. Now it's up to the players to try and find this first frag with the clock train coming in from Ivy.
They're going to feel like they have to commit behind this, so even though they're walking into a bit of a crossfire, they've already used the grenades to get this far. They want to follow up on it, and nothing's going to let them through. Shroud will get 1 headshot, so that's just an even trade for the moment. Nothing looking for a bit more. He picks up Olofmeister, and that's a big kill coming in here. Cloud9 looking good at the moment.
Yeah, Automatic's in spawn, though. Oh, I thought they were going to go for the inside pincer, seeming to opt against it. Nothing drops to JW, and now this is a really interesting round. Flusher stepping up with the Glock, finds 2 kills. That should be it now. 3 versus 1. Automatic left in CT spawn. He was in such a great position. If they came towards him, didn't happen. Flusher stepping up. One will be planted at this point, but Automatic looking to stop it.
Yeah, he knows he has to push this, so just going to try and make it work on. He's got a few bullets left, and look at Fnatic, waiting till everyone has shown up, and then they all push him at the same time, but Flusher's a hero in that round, and I think he even did a bit of bursting, like a bit of sort of switching between burst fire and regular fire. That's not easy to do in the middle of a fight like this.
Using burst fire the Glock generally in CSGO is not advised. It seems broken in this game. If it does work, it looks awesome. But yeah, actually managing to make it work there. Flusher stepping up after losing the first couple of frags. I thought they were going for that CT spawn pincer. Right? That's such a cool strategy we don't see enough of. And Automatic was so ready for it, but they changed their mind just as Flusher showed the kind of attention towards inner. They go back outside and shut it down. Automatic did win a massive clutch in the first half pistol. Couldn't step up this time. Going to round number 2. And here we go, a more conservative approach. They do force buy, sure, but they've got Skadoodle, who's the AWPer. He gets no armor, right? So he can still be guaranteed the AWP going forward. Shrouded the Scout, interesting enough. Not throwing it towards Skadoodle. Actually hits the first shot as well. Takes Olofmeister down to 34 HP. So he'll be packing his bags and leaving Ivy by the looks of things now.
Yeah, and I've noticed sometimes when you do even just sort of body damage with the Scout early on in the round like this, it'll actually affect the whole team because suddenly everyone is a bit apprehensive. Nobody wants to, you know, if 2 people have been body shot down to, 30-some health, that's when things get a bit weird. So now the big question is, do Fnatic sort of stick with the plan here, or do they end up slowing down so much that it becomes a problem later on? And I'm wondering about that. I mean, still got plenty of time on the clock, but I want to see them make some sort of play here before the 35-second mark, essentially.
Well, it looks like you might be given your wish because we have got 4 players heading towards inside now. Suggests they don't have control anywhere else. You do need to fully commit here. Smokes in, flashbangs over as well. Automatic, dangerous with the Deagle. Could do a lot of work here. With Stewie as well, that tag team combo. Molotovs look good though. Fnatic not fully committing just yet. Trying to see if there's any sort of reaction, but JW's pushing through. Yeah,
they're going to engage any second now. See JW with the AK in hand. They're going to peek around the corner. Shots coming out with the Deagle, but not really connecting. And now it's all on Stewie. He's got the opportunity. Actually, he has a little bit of damage in. Nothing gets one more. Shuts down Olofmeister, and now it's a 2-on-2, and the bomb is not planted yet. 10 seconds left here. They need to be quick with it.
Yeah, they will get the plan down here. Got a bit dicey at that point. This is looking more guaranteed, or is it? Because Skadoodle does take down JW. Up to Flusher now. No grenades to work with, and only the SMG as well. Long range. The weapon has been nerfed. Not as effective. Exchanges it for the AK-47, but Skadoodle does it. What a round victory that is from Cloud9. Fnatic looking so promising there. The good execution, waiting for the reaction as well, getting the first frag. And then Stewie just a nightmare there with the 5-7. And it was interesting. The bomb didn't go down quite, so they were kind of a little bit rushed there. Planting with like 8 seconds remaining and gave the CTs a chance to actually get some positional control closer to the bomb site. And they get the round there. Skadoodle with the Scout. Well, it was actually Strider Scout to begin with. 3 kills in total. Just with a pistol.
Well, Henry, I think we end up talking about this a lot, especially on this B bomb side on train, is that it's one thing to push in and get the grenades in so you can run down and put the bomb down. Now it's quite a different matter to control the rest of that B yard. And they weren't, they only had control very near where that bomb went down.
Yeah.
All the rest of the trains, they had no idea what was going on.
Absolutely. Like usually on the T side, when you're going inside, you're pushing down towards connector, the upper ramp, and so it's stopping the rotations. The CT shouldn't be allowed out there. You want to be challenging and actively stopping them doing it, but didn't happen there for Fnatic. That's a big round for them to give away. To be a force fight, and then of course the JW drops first. Olofmeister with the refrag. A chance here as Dennis chimes in as well. Is that the Automatic? Can he be heroic here? Gets the first frag. Can't get the second. This is looking very good now for the Swedish side.
Skadoodle is going to have to step it up there all around, but he picks up the one shot there on Olofmeister, and that's going to make things a lot easier now. Buying a bit of space for Stewie to walk in, and we know how good he can be. If he finds the bomb carrier, that's Crims, that's sort of isolated towards the back wall, then they might be able to win this round. And I don't know, Fnatic, they've already, I feel like they've used a lot of energy even to put it into this place in time. I think they need to have big victories here in the second half.
1 minute remaining. Dennis seems to be making the call. They're heading towards inside. Crims follows the orders, goes back through T-spawn, and Dennis with full control of the inside brown halls, but he's actually going out the upper ramp. This is by himself. This is kind of nuts. He's got a minute remaining. Somehow sneaks in though, Anders. So now this becomes very interesting. That was a bit of a risky move from him, sure, but he's got away with it, and I guess those are the kind of plays you have to make if you want to win these forced by situations. Dennis now, this is what we wanted to see. Very close, that connector position, takes down Skadoodle, and that should be the round, but like he said, it's Stewie, very talented player, looking to get the retake going in his favour.
Yeah, look at the utility as well. The fact that he has that Molotov means he's got a few fewer angles to look at. I think they finally spotted him out, so he's seen at least one of them. So not easy if you're Stewie here to try and win this 1 versus 2. He's already used 1 flashbang, but this is very slow at the moment. And the bomb is actually planted on this side of the train, so that's a bit interesting. He wins the first fight against Dennis. Now the smoke's going to go up, and it will go a bit far. Still going to tap the bomb once, and Crims waiting. Walks right into it. Stewie turning around for the defuse, and he's going to have it right at the last second as well. 11-7 here. I mean, that's just That's the perfect play. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah, just completely, Papa. I completely agree with that. That's lovely. He spots the first couple of players, doesn't overcommit and start spraying. Once he spotted a pixel there, got closer, got the information, used it to his advantage as well. Great deployment of the utility as well. The smoke on the bomb, always going to make the terrorist uncomfortable. Drops that HE as well, exactly where the T was. A very common position there when that bomb's down there. It wasn't great for the T because considering where the bomb was on the left-hand side of the bomb train, means he had to face or take a huge risk and not go for it whatsoever. And I obviously went for the opponent, tried to take the duel and got taken down after getting an HE to the face, and that's a big round for Cloud9 to pick up. But they have several force points. This one we've got a lot of investment in Fnatic, and they are all in indeed. And towards the inside bomb side they go. Bomb will be planted. Stewie looking to shut it down once again. Can't quite deny the plant, but does take down JW in the process.
Once again, not controlling the bomb side as the bomb is going down, and that just cost them a player.
Wow.
Dennis gets dropped as well, and Crimson Flusher here, 2 versus 4. I mean, Fnatic, yes, they've proven they can get the bomb down to the B bomb side, but they're losing the round almost immediately after that.
Yeah, that was a full commitment in terms of the investment as well, Anders, there. So going all in, Tech9's 1 AK, and now 4 versus 1. Impossible for Flusher. Sure, they get the bomb down, and there'll be a first aid loss bonus now. Not really enough for an Idle Bad. They can have another one of those, like a mishmash of Tech9s and maybe a couple of AKs as well. But it's all Fnatic are known for generally. You're absolutely right. Getting the bomb down, making the rounds close, a 2v1 there, and it goes down to another close one with Cloud9, just with a few players remaining. But at this stage, I think Fnatic have to give in. There'll be a 4th loss bonus next round, so they can't force buy this one. This will be the partial buy, meaning they get like Tech9's head armor, a few smokes, and something to feel the pressure here. Best of 1. Very unforgiving, especially if you make a few of these calls to go all in. You lose some of the key clutches like you referenced earlier. Nothing with the Glock through the smoke. That's a little bit of an anomaly. That shouldn't be happening. Technically, you shouldn't be winning those runs just a Glock. Like a perfect headshot with a player you can't see. Obviously, other clutches there as well. I guess Fnatic were gifted a bit of luck as well. The Shroud play, but here we go. Automatic. Sprays 2 down towards Pop Dog. Skidoodle chimes in as well. This looks like an open shut case for round number 20.
Nothing in the off angle there by the E-Box. That's become more popular, I think. You know, people used to play just behind the E-Box, or they were playing all the way in Pop Dog, but I think a lot of CT sides have started to realize the utility of standing out in the middle of nowhere, essentially.
Sure. Well, for now, 4-on-2 JW. CZ. He's got some armor as well. He'll be just kind of feeling out towards inside. Bomb's down for now, but that's recovered. On the back of Olaf Meister there. I don't see a while do they plant this, but there is a very passive hold on the inside area. So there it is, though. Skidoodle takes him down, and that's not the bomb just yet, but leaving Olaf Meister with no armor and just a Desert Eagle.
How big of a surprise is it going to be when the smoke fades here? Look at it, they're right on opposite sides. And moving back out, it breaks all the tension. I was looking forward to that. It would have been sort of almost like a magic trick, especially from the point of view of the CT player on the other side. Olaf peeking in and actually gets the headshot on automatic. That looked incredibly well coordinated, but it isn't enough to bring in the win. I was looking for more excitement then. Well,
hopefully we'll get it in this round, Anders, because now timeout. Kind of build the tension once again. What are Fnatic going to bring to the table? They've got a full buy here. 4th loss bonus. No bomb down, but it's certainly enough for a buy. Can bring out the AWP they want to. T side is actually viable these days to bring double AWPs out. Like, a lot of teams run with that.
Yes.
But I'm not a fan of that particularly. I don't think it's that much fun, and especially like you lose a first pick or you're not finding those initial exchanges. I think that can be a little bit limited.
Well, I would say it's also not clear if you do that. Is it just to say, listen, we need one of you two guys to pick up an opening frag, and we're just going to try and get it faster by having 2 instead of 1 that moves around? I mean,
yeah, it's definitely interesting, but for now, doesn't come out, unfortunately. It'll be JW on the solo AWP. No armor, not such a huge deal on the T side, I guess. Like, you're obviously facing long-range duels with AWPers primarily, but nades keep coming in, doing a lot of damage, and obviously you have the fact that the M4s do find you quickly. You obviously got the aim punch coming in as well on that scope, so that is a bit of an issue. Skidoodle, of course, AWPing for the CT side. We'll see where he starts heading towards. Usually Ivy, spotting towards main at the start, and nothing getting nice and close towards that Pop Dog position as we...
I feel like Counter-Strike karma is always going to mean if you don't buy the armor, at the end you're going to be the one left in a 1 versus X, and then you really wish you had it. But we'll see if we will have cursed JW with that kind of a luck here. 13-7, so only a 6-round gap. It doesn't seem like so much, but Cloud9 have just got so many rounds in where it was close, but they managed to win them, and they just look like a more solid team at the moment. Fnatic, they really need to step it up here in the second half if they want any chance of making this kind of a comeback.
I think they just have to be more frugal in the first half. Obviously, they're lucky with a few rounds, but just the decisions to keep force buying always seem to limited them so significantly. But still, absolutely time to get back into it. On the T side, it's certainly a CT-sided map, but for now, Olaf Meister is edging towards Ivy, not fully committing just yet, hoping for a CT push. Could come in considering the position of Shroud by the server position there, but here we go, possibly an outside take with the smokes. You can see them kind of lining them up.
You were hoping that more people would follow through, and actually he could have been flashed in as well, Shroud, by a teammate, but they decided not to go for it. We are down to 35 seconds on the clock by the time they put in all these grenades, and I mean, Cloud9 still have quite a few Molotovs left. This could be a bit of a problem.
Absolutely. This is actually a bit of a nightmare. They've dropped incendiaries, smokes as well. 20 seconds remaining. Shroud in decent position at Ivy. They'll be challenging all off, and this is the first kill from Flusher, though. Much better, and we'll see whether nothing can reply.
Flush has already got 2 big kills, nothing, only going to get the 1 in return. Now Skadoodle, a lot is riding on him. He's going to try and fall back by a little bit more time. 9 seconds on the clock here. They need that bomb plant. They're almost lining up for him. And Crims goes for the plant here. It's still a 2-on-2. Walking in, and Skadoodle, he picks up that shot on Crims and saves the round. Cloud9 going to pick up 1 more there, and that's almost unbelievable.
He looks so calm about that. Any other player in the world would be out there chat right now and saying, what up, this is the best of 1. Just saved the game. But he looks cool as a cucumber. Nice work from Skadoodle there. Aggressive, assertive stuff there. Knew what he had to do, went for the quick play. It was like a Hail Mary, right? If he loses that situation, they probably lose the round. But he pulls it off. Calm when he took the final shot as well, when he pulled the trigger. Looked actually very composed. That's quite a cool play.
I think if you wait until there's less than 30 seconds on the timer before you go into the A-bomb site...
That's trouble on you.
Yeah, and also it's got to be a hard-dropping moment when then they still have Molotovs left. Just surely expecting they will have already used them.
That's usually the objective of the default, right? You're trying to take jewels and bait out utility from the CT side. Didn't really happen. They were very slow and composed, I guess. They're not really challenging at all. Wait till 30 seconds. And like you said, the CTs, incendiary, smokes, is holding them off for so long. Sort of run boost there, well executed from the T side. Limited again, you can see they've got 2 smokes here, and there's at the 1 minute 20 mark. That's not good news at the T side. So execution potential limited somewhat.
By the way, in case anyone is wondering why they do that run boost, what they're really hoping for is that anyone who wants to go aggressive on Ivy won't check the corner. I mean, this time no one's watching you, so it's only going to apply in this round. But sometimes if there's an AWP watching, you know, you say, well, no one's crossed, right?
You won't spot it, right?
Yeah, you
so
just jump off with it.
If you nail the run boost perfectly, you can get across undetected. And you're absolutely right. The CT hunts for information, he'll get taken down. He won't even be checking that. Why would he? So it's quite a cool thing to do. Most teams do it, though. So I think everyone's going to be checking that, but obviously still a bit surprised when that comes in. But here we go then. 45 seconds. Looks like they'll be committing a little bit quicker this time. Galils, AKs, and now only 1 smoke remaining. Shroud looking towards Ivy in a defensive position. And here it comes.
But you're still right. They haven't really forced Cloud9 to use too much of this utility, so they still have some left. And that's a big flaw in the whole plan here, though. Flusher, just like last time, opening up. 1 refrag coming in onto Dennis, and the grenades are out as well. Shroud gets taken down by all of Mike. That's a stunning headshot, and he takes down Automatic as well. It seems like finally Fnatic are going to start to fight back, and Skadoodle, he was the hero last time. This time, I don't think it's going to go the same route at all. Going to have to just fall back and try and save the AWP here. So, you've got to give some credit to Fnatic, and actually missing a shot there. Olofmeister, huge round for him. It didn't work last time. Again, they apply a similar style and it works again. I'm always a bit impressed when teams do that. I feel like it's really tempting when something doesn't work to just throw it away and say, that never worked, we're just gonna move on.
Absolutely. You know? Like, obviously that was a bit of an issue with the time remaining as well. Like you said, now they give themselves 45 seconds instead of 30. So that was better. That was the adjustment there. Very good at refragging as a unit, Fnatic generally. You could see getting that first frag there, CT's forced to face, like we discussed in the first half. You have to have a reaction at that stage. Watching every key position, winning the duels, and Olofmeister going above and beyond there with the AK-47 from Ivy. That's actually going to be a pretty significant dent in the Cloud9 economic situation. They have Force Boy here, and it's gone down to $0 on like 3-4 players. Stewie saves the AWP. That's what they're banking on right now. They're hoping for a superstar performance from him to find them round number 15.
Ooh, leg shot in on JW. And did they actually invest in the AWP or not? Because I think Skadoodle went down, didn't he? I want to say that they just bought it, but I could be wrong. Either way, if it works out, it's going to be really impressive. Stewie has got the kill on Dennis here, and he's legged JW, so you've got to say at this point, the investment is really paying off. And oh, look at Skadoodle. Cheeky play, stealing the AK.
Yeah, this is getting very interesting now. The fact they got JW low, AWP's up, AK's obtained as well, and Shroud finds a frag. This could fall apart for Fnatic and find match point for Cloud9. Crim's fighting back here, though. 4-on-3 now with no map control whatsoever. You can see the bomb cell in T-spawn ended. So what are they really hoping to really gather from this? 2 players in T-spawn, 1 edging towards Ivy. That's Olofmeister. Great in his position in the previous round. Needs similar heroics here if he's going to have any chance to deny match point here for Cloud9.
Very timid at the moment. 1 smoke raining in there towards the C connector, I think. So at least he's opened the path to let Crims join him as well with the bomb there. But once again, we're down to 25 seconds. I mean, with this little time left, any little mistake, anything that goes wrong, and it's all going to unravel. Shroud ready with the Deagle, missing the first couple of shots, and actually blocked by a teammate and has to go back in. Oh no, but Olofmeister finally has gone down. Stewie doing a great job trying to use the ladder to get out from, actually, and now Crims in a one-on-one, 7 seconds left here. He's going to get the bomb plant in, and nothing, just got the pistol. Walk in, Crims goes for the spray, nothing on the other side. He's got plenty of time, and Crims is 1 bullet away from death. He's got the pistol out, and nothing going to be able to win it. Cloud9, they invest everything into this round, and it works for them.
Can't argue with that whatsoever. That's why the AWP obviously is so powerful. Not even give it to their main AWPer as well. It's Stewie. He's the secondary AWPer for the team, technically. But you would expect, give it to Skadoodle. He's been hot form recently. You think, okay, I'll give you the AWPer, see what you can do. He buys it himself, the in-game leader, and stepping up there. Gets the first couple of kills, funnels them to a particular area. CZ start doing damage at that point as well. It's definitely a viable situation, considering they have this huge lead right now. They can take a few more risks, right? Not necessarily required, but that's got a match point. It's going to keep them fired up going forward here.
That little move from Stewie, you know, if ever I'm watching a new player play this game, someone that I haven't heard of before, and I see them do something like that where they use the sort of the disconnect from the ladder to get a bit of a momentum boost, I think, oh, here's someone who understands the core life of this game. And I mean, Stewie's definitely that sort of player. It's so wonderful to see. You just love it.
I completely agree, Anders. And look at this assertive play coming for Cloud9 now. Got some inside control, pushing towards outside as well. We've got automatic set up. They can actually fall a player back from the outside area now and concentrate on the inside bomb side. That's where Fnatic is going in. 5 players here. They have to fully commit here. 4 towards upper. But oh no, Skadoodle's waiting for them. This could be perfect. If he gets the timing right, he could find a couple of frags here. There's the first. Gives the call to his teammates.
Not going to risk it, just falls back and does a bit more damage. JW, who's carrying the bomb, he's very low on health, and Stewie going to follow up with the UMP. Cloud9, this has been their game. Finally, there's a couple of refrags coming in, but they still need the bomb plant. At least they're doing something different this time with the B taken, that they're actually trying to clear out the bomb site before they get the bomb plant in. Flusher's got a headshot on automatic. I may have spoken too soon. Maybe Fnatic could extend this series just a bit longer here. It's Crims and Flusher left.
Absolutely, but Crims, 4 HP, Anders. Let's see if he can step up here. Great cerebral player in these clutch positions, but on the bomb site, quite limited here. Nothing takes him down. Just Flusher now in the 2 versus 1. No utility to work with on the upper ramp, and there it is, the final frag coming in from nothing. And Cloud9, you have to say, that's what we expected from them at the start. We said if they can win the pistol, get the momentum in their favor in terms of the economic situation, not get kind of blown out the water with some blunders, which they actually had there as well, but they recovered. They kept to their game plan overall, and actually was quite impressive at. And I think Fnatic, they'll be looking back at that game and thinking, what did we just do there? Why are we force buying so much? Why do we get ourselves in that situation when we've got a best of 1 here against a plucky team like Cloud9?
Yeah, I really love it. I think my big problem with the style of sort of the aggressive sort of buying that Cloud9 were doing in some of these rounds is that I've always thought, well, you know, maybe it works in America, but you come to Europe and you play some of these European teams that are, you know, just have a lot of good players, maybe it'll fall out of style. But they actually kept to it and it worked really well. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, really exciting game in terms of like the amazing clutches we had and some of the kind of darker moments as well, with like the push through, the connect with the bomb. I'm sure the analysts will have some fun with that one. But nothing you have to say as well, that clutch you had with the Glock, like that doesn't happen every day. Like you mentioned it. If that doesn't happen, doesn't go in Cloud9's favor, maybe we have a different kind of game here. That really set the pace in terms of the kind of crumbling from Fnatic there, in terms of the force buys coming in and not really getting that team sunk into that first half.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. I feel like Fnatic were doing all right on the sort of individual fragging front. It's not like their stars didn't show up, but
Dennis did.
Yeah, Dennis there. Olofmeister was doing well as well. So maybe the analysts can help us out breaking down exactly why this game
You know, BO1 can be kind of random, but in this particular case, especially on Train and a couple other maps, we felt pretty prepared for them in particular.
And so, talking about with regards to them specifically in their style, which is quite free-form, like the guys on the desk mentioned, and as we are all aware, it's a lot of the time it's based around sort of individual skill and a type of gameplay that's quite free-flowing. How do you find that? How do you tackle that?
Well, I mean, every team has a structure, even if it's like free-flowing or whatever, you know, phrase you want to use. So you kind of try to identify the consistent parts of their play, and if you can do something about those, you do it. You know, credits to Stu and the coach for finding some, and Tim, and you know, everyone for finding some points of, you know, that we could abuse. Not necessarily weakness; they're not really a weak team, but points that we could attack.
Jordan made sure to remind me to mention in this interview you had a couple of pretty nice clutches in there. You were also being very vocal.
Random, actually. The Glock one, I was blind. That was pretty lucky.
Well, you also mentioned, well, no, you didn't mention, but you were being very loud during the game, very emotional, shouting at the opponents. What was that all about?
Yeah, well, of course, nothing but respect for the Fnatic guys. Anything to get loud is to help our team kind of build up a little and them to kind of cower in a little. So most of what we were focusing on is getting loud. If anything, Stu is probably getting the loudest, and we all appreciate that. We had some big clutches there. Tim's pissed around to start it off, got us on a good kind of energy, and then, yeah, just try to carry that, right? Give you as much edge as you can.
Final things up next, it's going to be Liquid versus Astralis. How do you think that match will go? And then who do you think, well, based on that, whoever you think you might be playing, that matchup, your thoughts also?
Yeah, you know, Astralis, of course, is definitely the better team overall right now in that matchup, but Liquid's a team that has the skill to overcome them. And it's going to come down to the game plan Stanislav brings to the table, and if everyone executes that. Obviously, I would love for the North American team to win, so we could just kind of get us back on the map and keep us up there. So play Liquid next match would be fun.
Okay, so you're going to go with playing Liquid. I like that. Maybe we'll see you again later this evening after playing them and potentially winning. For now, though, that will be it from myself and Jordan. Any final words?
No, thanks for tuning in, guys, and you know, tell your friends to tune in. Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun. Alex, back to you.
Fun we will have indeed. We are now going to be venturing into the matchup that they did just talk about. In fact, Parla and Jordan there talking through Liquid Astralis. Now, Tommy, you're outlining it. There's a bit of more reasoning why Nothing may want to meet Liquid in that playoff game. Of course, a semi-final spot waiting for Cloud9. They'll be battling for that later today. But Astralis, heavy favourites, and we're just going to expand upon that. I think that's where I'd like to start this one. Duncan, Astralis, Clash for Cash. Other than the money in the pocket, is that really like the most recent performance that we can really get any sort of gauge of where they're at?
I mean, it is. The big problem with that one is no one will ever really know what level VP's at, so we can't really know how much to gauge it, because the whole thing is Astralis showed up, they were fantastic for 2 of the maps, everything looked great for them, but it's not FaZe, it's not SK, it's not G2, the teams you really want to see, and obviously that you will see this weekend very likely. So I think for someone like Team Liquid, we actually have a lot more data on them, because we saw them at EPL, we saw them make that run there, they played a lot of different types of opponents. So Astralis, in some ways, due to the fact they didn't qualify for EPL, and we haven't seen them since IEM Sydney, basically, they're kind of a black box. No one knows where they're at. Everyone knows after this tournament, for example, they'll also be taking that time off, no Cologne. So they're playing it very, very coy, but I feel like that could certainly be to their advantage, because we know they're a hard-working team. We know their team always putting in work for the strats and developing new maps. So for Team Liquid, I feel like they come in with a little bit of the disadvantage, which usually is the other way around. You know, it's usually the favourite that everyone's been watching, and the underdog you don't really know that much about.
And this is a discussion I don't know how much time we have. I'd love to explore. In fact, Tommy, I'm going to throw this one at you to start.
It's very aggressive metal music,
isn't it? I just want to start fighting. But let's talk about some Counter-Strike. Let's go. Tommy, acid aside, let's talk a little bit about Astralis' approach to the current kind of Counter-Strike world. They're taking a break for Cologne. They're trying to do 1 event a month, it seems to be the general approach. Do you think they're like taking time off, not having an abundance of evidence of all your play and all your hard work is something we'll see more of?
It's 2 different sides, right? So I've always been of the school of thought to a fault that I've always wanted to attend events. So I've attended too many events because, like, I know it would be better sometimes to skip an event, but I mean that's what you want to do if you're a competitor. You want to go to tournaments and compete. That's the
play.
That's why you play at home, so you can play at tournaments. That's the whole point. At the same time, I mean, last year was just nuts at some point. Like the end of the year when people were gone for like 6 weeks straight from going from a hotel to a different hotel. Yeah. That's not ideal. That's going to make you worse at Counter-Strike because not only do you not get to practice, you also don't get to play individually. So I mean, there's a balancing act there. I'm not sure if I think the last couple months they could have attended more events. Part of it is there just wasn't anything late May, and it was unfortunate they didn't qualify for EPL finals. They probably would have liked to go there.
Sure.
The Cologne thing is just, I mean, it was just too close to the major, and I understand they want to prioritize the major. That's the big one. But at the same time, I mean, it is good practice to play these tournaments, and you could even... I understand it's a sort of an image hit if you go there and don't do well, but you could even use it as a sort of a strategy to go there and just play differently and use it as a practice in that sense and maybe confuse the other teams. I
mean, surely there's an argument, I don't know, you can chime in here, about the fact that there's no better practice than tournament competition, huge money on the line. You know, everyone you're playing is going to be putting up the best bet, right? Surely that's head and shoulders above a scrim.
The funny thing is, if you think about it, last year, ECS Finals was the tournament right before ESL won Cologne, which was the major, obviously, at that point in time, and famously, Luminosity lost to G2 in that final, but then won the major. So, if anything, that's the ideal way to have it work out. You know, you do pretty well, still got a lot of prize money, still have a good chance, get a read on the opponent, change things up, win the major. Even if it goes the other way, you win the first tournament, you lose the major. Well, there was never any guarantee you were going to win the major if you didn't attend that. At least you won a tournament. Yeah. So I think it's like, for their own very personal reasons, okay, I accept it. But I'm just saying, as a general approach, I wouldn't personally recommend it.
It's not something you want to see copy
I think it's
and
only
pasted.
if you very specifically think you've got something in mind. And I will say, that whole thing that we had recently announced, where there's like Intel Slam for $1 million, that will probably make a lot of teams stop skipping events like that. I feel like in the future that might take care of things a little bit. The chance to win a $3 million, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just was it? How many do you have to win back to back?
I think it's 4.
Four
You don't have to win them in a row. You just have to win
10.
4 out of 10. I think. Yeah,
it's not a bad chunk of change. Of course, it starts with ESL and Cologne, but ECS is where we're at right now. The crowd will be with us tomorrow, but we're into Group B. You did get to see the brackets, but it does seem like we're going to be resolving some tech issues. Just to keep you in the loop, we will be bringing you that game.
Are we going to keep talking?
ASAP. Yeah.
In that case, could we bring back up the graphic of the Team Liquid roster if possible?
Yeah, I think that's a good play.
I thought there was some quite interesting pictures there. I want to run down the roster.
Are you going to talk about some holidays?
Asking,
don't get fired.
Do we have
don't
the
get
roster?
fired. It's
Is
only
anyone
day
in
one.
production listening to me as I'm speaking right now? There we go. Right, look at Twist on the end. He looks like an anime character that's like, "Are you fool? I have activated my trap card." What?
What is Yu-Gi-Oh?
And then on the very left, you know that movie? Hey, you guys, ever seen Goonies? Anyone ever seen Goonies? No, just is this thing on? Is this thing on? Right. And then in the middle there, Elige. It's no wonder Elige is a very demanding person. He looks like he likes a very regimented approach to the game. Yes, sir.
Don't go too far now.
I'll just leave the other ones. Don't go too far. And then obviously Nitro hasn't fully finished the tattoo that goes across his entire body that like forces a demon to come out while he plays, which can embody him in the key moments. He's only halfway through that, you know. That comes to life. It circles around his body, the snake, and then comes out and starts playing.
This is getting intense.
Pretty good, right?
God, you put some
do this
all
day, mate.
While that was up, that's all you're thinking of. You're just kind of breaking it all.
And then every time I see JDM, I just think, Easter Island is a very mysterious place, isn't it?
I don't even get that one.
His head.
The head. See, is that what you were going for? Oh, goodness me. Wow.
That was actually a good reference.
Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad.
That was good.
There's some good stuff.
Yeah.
I like the Easter Island.
You talked about Dallas. We talked about Liquid. We could definitely explore that a little further because, I mean, I don't know, did you catch their new recently released video? It was very interesting documentation of their event. And something that stood out to me personally was Zeus's role. I don't know, because you don't always get to see how coaches are approaching it, but he did seem to be quite the driving force behind them, resetting them, being that kind of that father figure, like, no, you sucked, talk more. I mean, I haven't necessarily kind of put too much thought into it before, but Zeus and his impact on Liquid is probably something that can be noted.
Yeah, and the key thing for me is I think he's the only one who actually has the cachet to get away with that. Because, for example, when they had James a long time ago, who was the original coach before they got Simple, his problem was, like, he was just assigned by the team, basically. And then the players in the team were sort of like, you know, who is this guy? Okay, coaching's new, so I guess we'll listen to some of it. But he never fully had everyone bought in. Then they got Peacemaker, who admittedly was doing good work. I mean, he was the in-game leader as well at the time, you know, and he had some control over the team. The problem he had was everyone knows, like, he's a very contentious personality, you know, and if people don't go along with it, I feel like that's why Zeus is the perfect coach for an NA team, because he can do that thing that you can do if you're a great coach in sports. You can just go like, see these two majors. That's what I want.
Right.
What have you guys ever won? Oh, nothing? Right, I'm talking here, you know. And that's a real thing, you know. That you have that kind of aura around you that people have to respect what you're saying, because you did coach one of the best teams of all time. And by the way, actually, most of the tournaments they won were with you. So there's even kind of an association where I feel like that just means you come in with a good kind of base to begin with. If you're a terrible coach, obviously, you wouldn't last beyond that. But I feel like that's given him the position where now he's been able to kind of fix some of the issues within Liquid. Well, he's still a work in progress, though.
You need credibility, right? I mean, that's the thing. And I'm sure it also helps that he played with Immortals for a while. I mean, granted, he didn't go very well, but at least he's been there, you know, like they know they can listen to him, especially with Elige. I mean, people people have heard of things where he stops talking sometimes mid-game, isn't probably the best teammate in that sense at all times. But I mean, that's the kind of guy where if he doesn't respect you, there's no way you can ever get through to him. If he's like that to begin with, to your teammates. So that's why it's just incredibly important that you have a coach that people actually really want to listen to. And that's why it just doesn't work where you just have a GM somewhere saying, okay, this guy's now going to, Alex is now going to coach you.
Yeah, that would go so well. But you're right. And then as you think about the list in terms of, showing the rings, Zonic, I guess, has got the same kind of thing. Not necessarily in the same game, but I'm trying to think of lists of coaches with kind of achievements. I'm sure the majority of them are...
Well, I mean, in my opinion, that's why they gave Starek such a long leash in that respect. I mean, obviously, Anavi was having bad results when he was only the coach. He couldn't be the in-game leader anymore. But they gave him until pretty much the very end. I mean, they gave him like a solid 8-9 months or something to try and fix it because they respected the fact he was a veteran, a champion, he'd been a great coach. Essentially, if you have that authority, people are going to essentially do what you want. And whether it works, that's obviously on you. You have to live with the results. But that's the killer if you're the coach, is the guy who you feel like they never implemented what you were doing. That they were always, it was like when Carrigan towards the end was in Astralis. He felt like, okay, I told them to do something, but they're half battling against me. So it's like at the end, if it fails, is it even really my fault? If you're saying, I was never fully bought into it. So that's why you really need the person like you saw when Glaive came in as the in-game leader here. You've got to have the person where people just start with a fresh slate and you get to fully try what you're going to do.
And what do you make of that discussion surrounding Glaive and one of the reasons he worked so well for Astralis? A theory that I've heard thrown around, and particularly myself, I do believe that because of his a little kind of dabble, his stand-in nature we saw over ESL 1, following that into then being pulled into the leadership role, there was instant respect garnered, not only because of his performance, but also because he came in and was just like, okay, we're doing a completely fresh start. He got that luxury of a complete clean, we're starting again. And
it had already been broken down.
Exactly. That's the big thing. He came in at the right time. He came in at the very bottom, so there's almost no way to go anywhere but up.
And we're actually just going to be jumping straight into the veto. It sounds like progress has been made. I'll let you guys rip this one apart.
Obviously the Cobblestone ban from Astralis, we know that's anyway because it's also Liquid, a pretty strong team in it. The nuke ban is actually quite interesting, but that's because, if you remember, in the semi-final at EPL, North destroyed the guys from Team Liquid on nuke, so they just don't want that. We all know that Astralis, they lose to VP on nuke. A lot of other teams got to be afraid of them, though. This is amazing. Astralis themselves
this is surprising
removing
to me.
Overpass. Now, that is very bizarre because actually that's a map that Team Liquid can ban as well. So I think Astralis is fantastic on that map. They certainly looked like it against VP. Then again, this is a bizarre one. Team Liquid taking out Mirage. I would have thought that would be... I thought Mirage and Inferno could really be where we might end up here. But they're taking out Mirage. Certainly a strong map for the guys from Astralis. Cash is a bit more obvious from Astralis. It's towards the lower end. And traditionally, NA teams in general tend to like that map. It's more of a skill map. So at the moment, it could well be Inferno. Would Team Liquid really want to play Train? Surely not. Surely be Inferno for the decider.
I think it has to be Inferno. The only reason that I can think for Astralis to not want to play Overpass is just bad memories from E-League, because Stanislav's team that beat them there. So maybe there's something there. That's the only thing that I can think of. Otherwise, it makes no sense to me.
I agree. I mean, I think that's very bizarre because basically you could have left in... Here's the thing. You would have been in the same scenario anyway. Say they'd banned Train themselves. And they'd said, right, you can choose Overpass or Inferno. I'm pretty sure it's going to Inferno anyway. So I guess ultimately it didn't matter. We end up on, like I said, it would be Mirage or Inferno very likely. But this is a very, very interesting one because I still feel like Inferno's a map that no team can be 100% confident in. No one really knows that they've got this locked down as a map.
Who do you think has the firmest grasp on Inferno currently?
Out of all the teams?
Yeah, just as a whole. Is there anyone that springs to mind? I mean, people were crediting Fnatic themselves, think it's their best map for a while. Outside of that, I mean, did you look at the Brazilians?
I will say, I think what's interesting is I think all the top teams are good on it. I actually think you go FaZe, SK, Astralis, GT, they're all good on it. I'm not sure. I actually think SK's been getting pretty good. I think I've kind of liked their Inferno. I don't think anyone's mastered it, though. I've noticed, in fact, actually, North has a pretty underrated one. They're pretty good on it.
That's who I was going to go with. One thing I'll say about Inferno, it's always been a very good map in the sense that you can play multiple times. That's multiple different styles on it. So that's why many different teams can be good on it, even though... if you look at other maps, they're usually good at playing tactical style, freewheeling style. On Inferno, you can really do it all. And it's a map where on CT side, you can do a lot of things. It allows you to be proactive on both sides of the game, which I think is what makes it such a good map to watch.
It should be a good one to watch here. So in terms of expectations, Liquid, actually, they had a fantastic Inferno in Dallas. We saw that incredible... I think
it was against Envious, right?
Yeah.
I think they had one where they just smashed them on it completely.
That was pretty insane. So in terms of expectations, are they as clear-cut as they were pre-veto? I mean, admittedly, there is going to be a lenience towards Astralis, but I mean, if we were to throw numbers on it, we're talking 60-40? You're going to go further?
I might go like 65-35 or something. I think Astralis is going to win this one. The key for me is, what I noticed that had changed in Liquid coming into the run they had at Dallas was actually actually JDM played a lot better. Now, I do think Inferno is definitely a map that you can open up with the AWP. You can definitely do a lot of things on it. But the key to me on this map has always been, this is the reason why I think people run double AWP setups, is that you don't want the AWP to just be on one site, so that if it starts going, people can avoid it, because obviously it's a nightmare to retake with an AWP. So I feel like normally if you have the one AWP, if they're going to do that with JDM, you have to rotate the AWP around a bit. So I don't know if they're going to do that, because you do think of him as more of a turret-style player, you know? So I think that's kind of the X factor I'm looking for with Liquid. If they can be dynamic with what they do with JDM as the AWP, and he can be effective, now I think you get a pretty good game, because we know that's exactly what Device does. He moves around the map all the time, finding that new area where they're not going to be expecting him, so you can get that first pick.
Is JDM seen as a dynamic AWPer? Is he someone that does move around?
Not traditionally, that's the thing. But then again, that's where you kind of give him credit, if you do, to Stanislaw or Zeus if they've worked on
exactly. He's a bit, from my understanding, is a bit like Skadoodle in the sense that you can get a lot more out of him if you have an in-game leader who can use him well. He's probably not going to be the guy who's going to decide every round. Have a good read on what to do, where to go for the pick, how to move mid-round. It's more of a guy who has his comfortable zone. He likes to stay there and just do whatever he can from there.
So he's a good tool, you just need to put someone
exactly.
behind it. Yeah.
I mean, to me, the key for Liquid in this game is I think they have to have a dominant T side just controlling the economy, because I don't think they're going to be winning like 12 weapon rounds against Astralis. I just don't think that's going to be happening. I think they have to do what Cloud9 did against Fnatic and win the terrorist piss around, break their money on the terrorist side, and that's how you can kind of get those cheap, easier rounds on the board.
Well, I think that's the key. That's it. That's the scene set. That's Lurpus, myself, and Duncan done for now. We are going to head over to your casters. Expectations for Liquid are set on an early start and breaking that Danish money. Let's head over to one Dane who has had his money broken as of late. It's Anders hanging out with Hank.
EPL! There it is. Well, how do you feel, Hank? I feel like I got put on the spot here.
Yeah, you're really good. We're getting wrecked. Why can't this be nice to us? What's the camaraderie these days?
I don't know. It's
analysts, man.
It's never been lower, has it?
No, you're absolutely right. But your favourite team, of course, Liquid. Yes. Astralis.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in the best of one, I think they were being fair enough. I think Duncan said, 65-35 sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think people have a tendency with best of ones. Oh, right, we're already going live. They jump-started this one, but it looks like it's a fairly normal setup. Is there anything out of the ordinary here, Henry, that you're spotting?
It's quite a defensive hold from the CTs. Normally you're going for vision atop of banana, maybe nading at the start just to stop the rush. They're actually, look how deep they are on the bomb side itself. That's actually quite interesting. It's a lovely setup, right? You've got the crossfires covered there, one player in the pit, one toward the bomb side itself, but one in Liber as well, just leaving poor old Nitro, probably the most skilled player on the team, alone by himself at the B side. So if they do come towards him, maybe showing some presence towards A at the start, he could be in trouble there. But right now, Liquid, this gamble seems to be paying off as they're focusing primarily towards A side, Astralis.
Yeah, this is really interesting. There's Thinklave is going to be throwing a flashbang as well. Yeah, goes right over the pit, and Twisty eats the whole grenade there, so he can't really spot them coming out of the apartments right now. He's going to go for the close range fight there all around him. He still lands a headshot, dropping the bomb as well. This is really good stuff. That's going to buy a bit of time at least. Kirby and Device have picked up 2 big kills in the meantime, and Stan on the bomb side itself getting close against the Glock, and he has to reload. Sip not going to allow him. That needs 2 kills in his favor, and now Nitro, she said, rotating in. He has the kit at least, but 1 on 3 here and sneaking out of the library. The bomb is still in pit waiting. They're not under any stress right now, Astralis. And in fact, Nitro is just in so much trouble, and they're going to end up taking him down. Sipnix with the triple kill, and it all worked according to plan there.
Absolutely. The fact is, Liquid actually had 4 players. They were ready for that to come in.
Yes.
We had presence from Arch and the quad side and apartments, but you can see Twist, he needed to start hitting some of those like glorious one-tapped USP to really have a chance. So he gets 1 kill, but the refrags were there for Astralis, looking very confident, working as a team. That's how it should be done. 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs going in, just trying to buy yourself a couple of seconds to get out of that apartment area and overwhelm the pit player. It worked out very nice indeed. Not as much synergy as I would have liked between the bomb site and the pit itself. Like normally you're trying to take the aggro away, then you get a kill, then you're kind of trading between each other in that respect. But didn't really seem to come in. Forced by on the CT side. Once again, we're seeing the AWPers go all in. JDM, CZ, and head armor. So that's a little bit interesting. You consider him to be very reliant on the AWP and is not known to be a great rifler, right? So you'd think a player like him definitely make sure you get the AWP out.
And I would say even worse than that. Even if he was just going to pick up a rifle later, I would have wanted that to be, full smoke, full Molotovs and everything on everybody on the Liquid side. You need to run as much time as you can off the clock when you're playing on the CT side here.
Yeah.
And in the 4th round, they're going to have the same problem that Fnatic were having on train. They're not going to have all the utility.
That's if they don't win this round.
That's true.
You're not considering that. They always have a chance.
And you know, just because you bring that up, we're seeing a resurgence of the C75. It's come back in style.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can see 4 of them on Team Liquid using it right now. This is pretty standard stuff, though. Default the star, smokes towards Coffin, CT Spore, Molotovs in first orange as well. It actually hits Nitro, so this should be almost guaranteed. This fight. Don't see the CTs holding this one off. Oh, a team kill. That certainly helps their chances, though. And Nitro chiming in as well. He can actually find another frag here. Dupree can't take him down, but there it is. Elige, he's still stepping up. And this is actually starting to fall apart for Astralis. Looking very good now. 3 versus 1. Glaive, the in-game leader, up against him.
You called it, Hank. They had to win the round, and they didn't. That's
you weren't ready for it.
Absolutely amazing. That's really, I mean, and in spite of the fact that, as you pointed out, the Molotovs actually landed to force the Liquid players out, but that one team kill, just a little bit of confusion in the ranks, and then I think the fact that there was a 3rd player there, they just weren't ready for it.
Yeah, a little stack coming in there from Team Liquid. That's why I'm always a little bit scared about going in the B-bomb side against these partial buys, because, like we said, the CZ's so prevalent right now. Great angles on the B side. You've got first oranges, second oranges, new box, coffins to some extent, and lots of angles you can get multiple frags with no real refrag potential from the T side. That's why I prefer myself as an in-game leader, I'd be saying, let's go towards the A side. Get the mid control first, smoke off towards our library and arch, and then you're going up and pincering the bomb side itself. B, that one main choke point. If you have one bit of a blunder there, like a team kill coming in, probably not going to happen, but if it does, it can start to fall apart very quickly. And now Team Liquid right back in this. Of course, the force buy coming in response from Astralis here. We've got the Deagles, PT50s, and Tech 9s. Device got a cheeky UMP out. Obviously, every chance they can win this round as well up against Liquids. Primarily SMG focus there. We can see they've got 4 of those, and Stanislaw with the M4A4. Nothing really coming in as of yet, but we're going for a bit of mid-control here. Once again, look at very passive. They're allowing Astralis to have mid-control, which is fine if you have the crossfire set up, but we did see in the pistol that synergy wasn't quite there.
Putting quite a bit of pressure there on Banana was Team Liquid, but they've fallen back a bit. They were actually controlling the bottom of it, which you don't see anymore in this new version. It seems like that's gone heavily out of style now. Seems like it will be a bit of a push towards Archway, where Stanislaw is holding, and he's going to catch them in the middle of this setup, the best possible timing, but he doesn't get the kill, and he's going to get refragged after just a 1 on Glaive there, so it looked like he didn't quite want to commit to the fight.
It was a little bit of a wallbang there. I think he overcommitted. He was like, he'd already sprayed like 20 bullets, and then he went all in again. The fact he even got 1 kill with that decision, I think it'd probably be like, okay, well, not the best, but at least took 1 down there. Did some considerable damage as well as he Dupree and Device, low HP. Zipex coming out of the apartments here. Don't really have much to work with. They've got a couple of smokes, and they'll be deployed right now. This will be the final commitment towards the A site. With the rotation from Elige, he should be able to do some considerable damage here, or can he? Apparently the Deagle takes him down. Dupree opening things up. This could be problematic now for Liquid, but Twist and JDM doing some good work here on the bomb site itself.
Absolutely. Really, really good job. And that's in spite of the fact that Twist was once again flashed as he was holding in the pit there. That really makes a big difference, but not going to be around for Astralis. Instead, it's Team Liquid turning it around really early on and even sort of living out that round and just making it work. 2-1 their score currently in their favor, and they've got to be excited. I mean, if you're going to beat a team like Astralis in a best of 1, this is how you'd want it to begin.
Absolutely. Glaive on the -1 as well. Hate to see that. Does happen. But yeah, round number 4, this is looking very good for Liquid. Has to be another eco here for Astralis. After losing the pistol, recovering, that's great. Aggressive play now from the CTs. This is like classic NIP strategy. Remember when they were so good on this map? This is something they used to do. They know it's a full eco. Don't let any sort of hijinks come in, some tomfoolery. Just get straight down there and shut them down before they have a chance to even like talk about the round and what they can do going forward. You just like not even let them use it as a pauser almost. Just get in there. Zipex will find a kill though with their Glock somehow. That's probably all they'll find here, considering the bomb's down here. Stanislaw, good position, just re-smokes that as well, buys himself some more time. Actually might work like a little one-way smoke here, but CTs. This one, don't have to overcommit. Keep the eye on the bomb. They've already got a huge advantage here.
I think this kind of a mid-rush really can have a big psychological impact on the terrorist team. You know, they suddenly, you know, the map sort of the sort of offense starts much earlier in their mind than it normally would, because they have to think about all of that.
It's just showing you have that in your tactical arsenal, right? You're saying, like, we can be aggressive and you need to watch out for it. You might want to expend some utility to start here. Like, you know it's a pretty safe bet up against Glocks and no armor, but it just kind of suggests to Astralis this could be happening going forward. So it's a good thing to chuck in every now and then, I think. It's obviously not a huge note against just the Glocks, but still something Astralis need to consider going forward. Bomb could have been obtained at that point. The smoke dropped directly on it, but still him on the ground here. At this point, Astralis might sound weird to say. People who maybe new viewers just want to die. They can't allow themselves to be alive after the round timer expends, which is in 25 seconds.
Yeah, find a way to do that. Maybe if you can get them the kill, it'd be ideal. But it looks like they're just a great setup here for Liquid. Really leaving nothing to chance. So they only lose Nitro. They get the round in. It's 3-1. And now the question becomes, can Astralis sort of make it back early on in the half here? We've seen some, sort of historically on this map, some really, really one-sided scorelines for the CT side where they just pick up, 11, 12, 13 rounds on one side.
Absolutely. Like, I think the older iterations of Inferno were more CT-sided than this current one.
Yes.
But still, like, as we saw towards the end of Inferno, like, and especially the previous version we had to this, right? Towards the end of its tenure, we actually saw it becoming a lot more balanced affair. Like, it did originally start like 13-2s wouldn't be the weirdest half in the world. And then now towards the end of it, that's why I was so gutted when the map was removed, that we obviously updated. It felt like it was just getting to its most interesting point where people were looking great. But then it got removed and we're kind of having to build that up again. Yes, it's pretty much the same map. Obviously, there's some key differences there. I'm sure you're very familiar with them, with the whole theory crafting things. But obviously, we've got lots of new boosts now, lots of new grenades, stuff that's not possible that was before. So it still has, like, it's the reset process now. And we're starting to see it played more and more. When it first came in, it wasn't as played as the old one, but now we're seeing it kind of very commonly in most tournaments.
Yeah, I think for me the really big difference is that B-bomb side and just how difficult it is to control top banana as the CT side. And I think that poses some huge challenges to the CT side that no one, as far as I can tell, has really figured out how to do. It's really, really tricky because you don't know what's happening in banana. Ideally, I think when you're on the CT side, once it's past the 40-second mark, you want to know if there are any terrorists occupying banana. Like, because if you know that, at least you have some clue about what's going on. But that seems to happen a lot now where people just have no idea at all. Cheeky grenade, but I'm not going to catch anyone.
This is a big round, and as you can see, Liquid. 3 SMGs into one. JDM, I thought he was hitting that shot all day long in the open. Device down to 17 HP now. He's battling a banana. He should be going down here. There it is. Nitro finding the kill. And that's the kind of smoke play we want to see, right? If you've locked out the other terrorists, anyone's committed past that smoke, he's by himself, right? So that's Device going down. Got tagged at the start. You see him desperately trying to get to the wall position there, but Nitro takes him on. And that's going to be a great start here for Liquid. Considering they have UMPs and stuff here, they've actually upgraded one of those now, AK-47 for a Liege. They're actually looking in a very promising situation. We're going to a 5-on-4.
And you know what? During the extended analyst test there, Duncan was pointing this out. He said, if you're going to have JDM opening on this map, you're going to want to have him be really sort of dynamic, right? He was just an archway. Now he's holding B alone with the AWP, so he's moving around a lot.
That's cool. He showed presence towards second middle, right? They're going to be thinking that's where he is. Maybe we need to go back towards banana, avoid this AWP. JDM looking in great form recently, but here we go. More exchanges coming in now. Twists, another team kill coming in as he takes down Nitro somehow. We didn't quite catch it from his POV, but back towards B, and it's where JDM has to step out. 40 seconds, quite a simple play. No smokes deployed as of yet. Can't hit the shot though, and will be punished by Dupree. That's the B side open, and potentially the round thrown away.
Oh no, Team Liquid. And I mean, he didn't even have to peek that. Once he misses the shot, he can just fall back.
Absolutely.
By time, stay alive in construction. But that was one hell of a headshot from Dupree. You've got to give him that at least. And now Kirby being very proactive, and that's the end of the round. As soon as he gets that kill on the CT, in CT spawn, essentially, you know there's nothing you could do anymore. The amount of corners you would have to check to go for a 1-on-3 here is almost insurmountable. So just going to be falling back instead, and Stanislaw, well, just hoping to save the AK-47. This is a weird beginning to the half. Team kills seemingly deciding a lot.
And that's the team that got the team kill actually picking up the round as well. Oh, no, sorry, it was Astralis that time, wasn't it? Sorry, but going into that B-bomb side, right, let's just talk about JDM's position. He's in a position where you're just taking absolutely one shot, right? And then you're falling back. Like, you're either getting the kill or you're not. And the idea, if you're ever an anchor player towards a B side, especially playing that toward that coffin position as well, you go for one kill, and the idea is just buy as much time as you possibly can. You do not need to go down. Like, it's kind of similar to ramp, and that's position on nuke, if you think like that. You're going for one kill, and your objective stay alive. And if you don't get a kill, that's fine. You can just go towards ruins, tell them where they're setting up, get some, like, nades expended from the terrorist side. And the fact he didn't hit a single shot there was a little bit disappointing, but the fact he went down even more so there. So Astralis gifted around in that sense, I guess, to Dupree, like you said, a fantastic shot. But now we have Device on the AWP. He opens things up, and this still is a buy for Liquid. It's JDM going down first, though, as we hit the 1 minute 30 mark. Molotov's coming in, the reaction coming in there from the CTs, but now they're dropping like flies. But Stanislaw, he does fight back somewhat, finds Dupree, who can be fine almost every single round towards our boiler room position.
Pushing through the smoke as well to take down Glaive. You've got to imagine that's incredibly frustrating. Astralis just now were in a 5 versus 3, and now suddenly it's back in a 3-on-3, and both of those kills probably unnecessary from Astralis' point of view. Sip down in the pit, he almost gets taken down again. Team Liquid just walking through a lot of these smokes, and that one time it didn't work out. Now it's Stanislaw and Nitro left, and the bomb is being made its way to the A-bomb side, but really slowly and safely here. They're not really taking any risks this time.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. CTs, no kits, no control of the bomb site, both less than half HP as well. Bomb is planted, nice safe position as well. Nitro, the UMP, they will try and boost over. It's a little bit desperate at this point. I don't think Astralis even given an opportunity to find a kill. Keep the crossfire, focus on the bomb, wait till they fully commit before you actually even give them a challenge here. And I think they've realised now they're going to have to fall back and save the M4A4 and the UMP as well. So another great round there from Astralis. Device on the AWP. It's one of those weapons as well. I've spoken to him about his kind of mentality with the AWP on the T side of Inferno. He's like, it's not one of the things we want to force. We're not aiming to get towards it, but if we do win around, we can pick it up. That's when we kind of want to kind of start running with it. That was maybe a couple of months ago, so they might be adapting their gameplay now. I think generally T side AWP on Inferno is it's considered to be like sometimes a hindrance because if you lose that first player, you're not getting the opening pick, CTs are denying you anything. When you actually come to the final commitment, that's you're really going to struggle, right? You only can really like, if you're going towards B side, right? You either get right towards new boxes and you're very committed and CTs could take you down, or you're just holding something like Banana. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those weapons like it has to be situational, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you're at the mercy of how much the other team will allow you to creep up. I think if they allow you to sort of creep into towards top mid or top Banana and you can sort of sneak in a kill somewhere, that's great. But if they are the ones taking the initiative, then you might be in a position where it's really hard to put it into use. 3-3 here. The scoreline's tied up, and the money's just not there for Liquid.
It's really not. They won't be forcing into this. This is what we call a partial buy, taking them in about to the 2K mark. They've got second stage loss bonus, so they'll be getting $2,400 next round. So definitely enough for a buy. Not an ideal one. Nitro gets the UMP out, but that's saved from the previous round. Doesn't really expend much more than that. He actually gives it towards JDM here, but Dupree, it's the first kill. Nice cheeky position from him. And here we go, 5 and 4. Not really much work has to be done at this point. Let's hold up, look at the CTs to maybe try and get another kill in their favour.
Yeah, they wanted to be aggressive in apartments, but that's actually a big change to this version of Inferno, is that it's really difficult to do that. This hallway can be spammed from, I mean, all over the T side almost.
Yeah, you see a lot of damage being taken. It's like the defaults, especially like in Source especially, that's all we used to do at the starting defaults, just go spam that, because it does the same thing in that game as well. You just stop them pushing down, you're doing damage, just kind of sending a signal out. Even if you know they're not there, just like don't ever try this, because we're always going to be spamming it, right?
Well, top Banana's being cleared out. And we can tell on the minimap that there's nobody in the B-bomb site, but obviously Astralis don't really know that yet. So the question is if they're going to get any piece of information here that might trip them to the fact that actually something is up, or if they're just going to go and take the fight in A and win it anyway. That seems to be the case here with Sip picking up 2 big kills, and inside of the bomb site, Twister's there looking for a headshot on somebody, but that's not going to happen. And now instead, should they hunt him here for 1 versus 5?
Considering he has the rifle, I would say yes. Like, Yabi's watching Banana as well. You know the money's going to be weak for them next round, so don't allow him to save anything, because if he does save the M4, that's an extra $2 grand they have to work with. Oh, okay, Glaive. And just to take him down. So, well, there you go. They do hunt him and find the kill. Astralis take the lead here, 4-3. As we said, $2,400 coming into the bank accounts of Liquid. It leaves average money about $4,200 per player on the Liquid side. So, as expected, some UMPs coming out. You need to have utility in Inferno. It's so important, right? So many tight choke points. It's not one of those maps you can just kind of sit back and crossfires on the B side, right? You need to have smokes to actually deploy at the top of Banana, maybe incendiaries as well, just to hold them off and actually give you a fighting chance against the AKs. So you had to opt for a couple of SMGs here and hope that the extra smoke grenades and incendiaries can actually help them out. Fast play from Astralis towards B, though. Look at that first pick, and he's taking them down, though. This is not bad at all from him. It will be dropped eventually by Kiabi, but they've got the man advantage. Molotov starting to rain in, so CTs will be falling back. Happy with their advantage for now, and Zipex trying to recover the situation.
You know what, that Molotov that you just pointed out, that was missing in the first wave of that attack, because they throw the one that goes behind the sandbags, right? But Liquid were like, well, if you're not going to throw the second Molotov, we'll just stay here and fight. And I think that was, Astralis should have, I don't know if they forgot, because they've done it every other time. They've thrown both those Molotovs.
That's true. It means they have, the CTs have no choice but to fall back, right? It's just they can't commit to that duel. So that is actually a really good point. But I like this boost, though. I'm still, like, flabbergasted. This boost seems to work for a kill every single time. No one else seems to shut this down, ever. I don't know why. Let's see if it works out from now.
It is kind of crazy. You see them sort of sneaking in, and actually Sip is found the angle, so we're just talking about it. And, you know, we're happy to see it, because you're right, really often, even at high level of Counter-Strike, people just forget about it. Stanislaw, I think he just managed to edge the head there, but not quite enough to get the shot in. So 3-on-3 for the retake here. The rotation is a little bit away, but I mean, given the fact that they still have a Molotov and some diffuse kits here, maybe it's worth it.
I think so. Considering the scoreline and everything here, it's 3-on-3. It looks like Stanislaw will do just that, coming in for the commitment here. Decent flashback from Dupree, though. He'll set one of his teammates up. And Device, like we said, the Orb normally in the banana position, but Twist making this possibility now. Device says no. Watching CT spawn, takes down JDM. Now it's looking a bit desperate for the CTs. Low HP, bomb ticking away. Device and Zipex. Zipex especially known as one of the best clutchers, but apparently not good enough. Twist out of nowhere finds a couple of kills, but the bomb, it's too far gone, Anders. I can hear the disappointment in your voice. Do you want that to happen?
Yeah, I think they deserved it. That was a really good job on Team Liquid, but you know, it's also one of those 2-on-2s that highlights one of the really important factors, which we always talk about, is this, you know, the utility factor. And imagine if they'd had one smoke to block off those two players on Banana. In a sense, Astralis after plant position is it's only good if they don't have that smoke grenade, which they didn't this time. So I guess thumbs up. But I would say that's a bit of a risk having those two people back there, because yeah, one smoke grenade and suddenly you're in a lot of trouble. But hey, it worked out, and Astralis, you know, they're going to be one more round up. But I think Liquid actually, I think they did a pretty good job then.
Yeah, I thought that initial encounter as well with the CT at the top of B seemed promising, right? And I guess we kind of pointed it out, that boost. We were like, okay,
yes,
this is going to be a guaranteed kill. It always happens. And of course, Zipex comes in and checks it. At one player, the thing is, the T side, you can actually crawl in undetected if you stick right against the wall and walk across. And we thought that was just going to be the play. Two players walk past. Zipex comes in, blows his head off. Seems too aware.
I'll tell you what, even when that boost isn't in effect, I still think way too many kills happens, because say 4 people push into the B bomb site. It should be the case, in my opinion, that, you know, 3 of them are looking towards, let's say, Dark Corner or Emo, if you want to call it that, New Box, and one of them Construction. And the other guy should be, you know, holding the smoke. And way too often it seems like he doesn't. And then, you know, someone just walks in and gets a kill anyway. There's a lot of carelessness that happens at that exact point on the map.
Well, we have got an AWP brought out here for Team Liquid. We'll see whether they can do anything with this weapon around it. It's going to be CZ's P250 and the UMP. JDM, though, for now, we did say he's looking more assertive these days. He's towards B by himself, but not really being challenged. So allows his teammates to actually fall back and have that stack on the A side once again. The full commitment from Astralis. It's working out for them. It's going to be Kiabi to open another pit. Twist goes down, and look at the position on the minimap. They probably have to save what they have here. Or let's just make sure we take that to the next round, right? This is not even worth going for it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, just stay as a group, make sure that the pistols can keep the AWP safe, because this is not going to be working out. They're getting a couple of kills in, and that just makes it interesting, but still, don't go for it. It's not worth it.
I'm surprised JDM didn't run to the other bomb side, his knife out. Like, that's nuts. Like, yeah, sure, you get 1 kill, but that's not exactly worth it. Like, the risk-reward factor there is kind of significant, but he gets away with it. He did take one down. I think it was Glaive, and manages to survive at the AWP, but the looks things now. We have got 1 player walking in, though. JDM swiftly deals with him as Kiabi dropped. And now 2 players are in for a strike. Round is already won, unfortunately, there. Liquid did fight back quite considerably there, but not quite enough to place around the board. Then we had 1 player drop with a bomb explosion.
Yeah, it's a real shame that Nitro couldn't find a kill, because, you know, they could have saved another rifle. And right now, money is just everything to Liquid. Not just because they're American, but also because they needed to buy the guns.
I was wondering when it was going to be coming in. Show a bit of your personality. You've been warming up.
Well, I think we've already been dishing it out to the American side, which we do love. Obviously, I think it's just part of the Counter-Strike culture now. You can't really change it, can you?
I guess you're right. What can we do? We're just made to do these things.
Yeah, it's happening. See it there, both those Molotovs again, and actually, Elige will pick up the kill. He wasn't even the guy being boosted, but no, I lied. It's only the one they throw.
Yeah,
they need that second one.
Yeah, that's true. It means the CTs can't challenge at the very start, right? But I guess it's costing quite a lot, but there it is. Twist racking them up in the apartment. It's on Zipex and Dupree. Much better round here for Liquid generally. A double AWP setup. When things get a bit desperate in Counter-Strike generally on the CT side, that seems to be a go-to play. These are 5-6 rounds in a row. You're thinking, how can we mix things up? We need a completely different stance here. What we're doing is not working. The double AWP setup, definitely prevalent on Inferno right now. I think it was G2 that really brought it into fashion with that Kenny S and Shoxy combo.
Yeah.
And obviously like teams like FaZe suddenly adapting it as well. It's definitely very worthwhile at times. It can be shut down with execution potential here, but if you've got assertive AWPers going for kills at the start, it seems to be working very nicely for Liquid here. Nitro on that secondary AWP, he's found a kill. And of course, JDM as well. We'll see what happens here in Glaive. In a 5 versus 1, at this point, he knows he's not going to survive. He might as well try and do as much as he possibly can, right? Try and get maybe 2-3 kills. That'd be enough just to keep limiting the economy of Liquid and then have a chance to fully reset them if they do win the next one.
Liquid aren't giving him any chances.
This is how they need to do it.
Yeah, they're really playing it well in that sense. You know, no one is really being aggressive or peeking or anything like that. Twist with a great round, I think 3 kills, and the first 2 ones were that annoying crab spray. There's no worse way to die in Counter-Strike than someone crab spraying. Look at this.
Flashbang was so good. Wrecked. Good timing there. Called for the flashbang from his teammate. Twist funnels him towards B, JDM and Nitro doing work at the AWPs there. So an Astralis timeout here. Just working out what the players going forward. They have not purchased the AWP, I can confirm that now. 5 AKs for the T side here. 6-4. Still looking very good for them after going 3-1 down. This is a good recovery. Time for Zeus to chime in as well. You can see at the top of your screen. Obviously the coach for Liquid. I think he's probably the perfect coach generally for them. Think about it. Like, he seems like very authoritative in that sense. He's got a lot of experience. He'd be able to control some of the personalities within that team. I think Elise seems to be quite difficult to control at times if he gets like upset about a certain thing. I think Zeus has probably got a perfect handle on how to make sure he gets the best out of his players.
Yeah, and they're young guys as well, you know. So I think even just having someone who's like a voice of reason who can sort of chime in and shut down any unnecessary discussion, I think is definitely going to be important.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Well,
we'll see how it goes. I mean, 6-4 right now. They can still recover this Team Liquid, but they sort of have to step it up now and really make this work. That last round was good. That double up setup is everything they wanted. Now, just repeat. You do it again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a bit of a heroic from Twist to have that same sort of double spray down, but it was a good start. Their first real gun round on the board, and we'll see if they can hold on to the lead here. It wouldn't be a devastating reset they lost this round, because they kept all 5 players alive, but obviously not ideal. So, execution coming in from Astralis. So 4 players lining for smokes. This is looking dangerous, as CT is limited of vision now. 3 smokes on the quad side, and they're not actually going all in. They're waiting for the CT reaction, baiting out those grenades and seeing where the CTs go with this.
Yeah, they really want some sort of feedback from this, and they're peeking towards Archway, and actually they're going to be walking in. So the question is, Team Liquid, will they be ready for this? It seems like Elisia's got the perfect timing, not realizing someone else has pushed in through CT spawn. That could get really weird now.
Yeah,
Glaive, especially with the time left, he can make this round.
They go back towards B, right? He just gets his first kill. He's going to go through Ruins for sure. Like, he's going to try his best to actually get in that position, get that first kill. His teammates will be waiting outside tentatively at B, right? They'll be waiting by the banana position. If he gets his one kill, boom, they're going in. So here he goes. Like I said, I'm almost certain he goes towards Ruins at this point. It's the best way to sneak in. You're not as exposed. There he goes.
Oh, man, Nitro is going to be on the phone just yelling at his teammates saying, what the hell is going on? Yeah, it could even be that, but I mean, this is just horrible. Glaive picks up the kill, and you've got to wonder, at that point in time, the communication in between the teammates, someone's going to be yelling, and, you know, obviously Nitro... You've
got to be aware at that point, because like, Elise did find 1 kill, right? And I think at that point, as a your player, you just have to take the risk. I think maybe you get towards the emo position in the back right, that could be a safest bet, knowing that something could be coming CT spawn, but still, you're just hoping for the very best in that sense, and this is a full save. Like I said, a reset potential for Liquid. Might as well save the 3 weapons, including the AWP. Nitro there. Just thrown to the wolves a little bit, like I said, it's not real way you could know. It's a possibility, sure, but when you're by yourself, take a gamble. You need to be aggressive, I guess, and try and get that first pick. And obviously, hindsight's brilliant from me saying, get towards the back right, but he didn't know that was coming in.
Now that we just have like a couple of seconds, I actually think this is one of the most interesting features of Counter-Strike, and this is one of the things that we can't know because we already can't hear the team comms, but I would want to know when Elise picks up that first kill towards Archway, right? Does he make the call and say to his teammates, there's no one else Arch? Or does he say, I only saw one? Or does he say, I'm not sure?
He would have to be like speculating, right? He'd have to be saying, 1 down at Arch, but now I'm dead. Like, he loses track. Like, 2 seconds later, he doesn't have any vision on that anymore. So let's see it from Elise's POV. What did he actually see coming in? This is a great replay, actually.
It's the time. Look at the timing.
He just didn't see him right.
He checks. Yeah. So that one little check could make him tell everyone else.
There's so many like millions of nuances in Counter-Strike we don't normally consider in that sense. And that's what a huge one right there. If he peaks like even 0.2 seconds earlier, he actually spots him and sees him going through, and that's a different round. So that's really cool in that sense to point that out. I think that's quite a cool point. But still, we get to the next round, 7-4. And there it is, assertive JDM stepping up there, going towards second middle. Glaive is waiting for him as well, gets taken down, and that's job done in terms of the initial encounter. The Nitro wants a little bit more. He finds another kill here, 5-on-3. JDM, I'd say fall back at this point, my friend. The job has been done. Don't give anything away. Managed to stay alive. It's on the 76 HP, but that's great. This is what people have been saying about JDM recently. He seems to be finding his mojo again and actually going for these aggressive picks and opening up the map for his team.
Hey, if you could do it against a team like Astralis, you could do it against every team, and I think that's really important because it just isn't as exciting watching a player who's really good against, you know, tier 2 opposition, but then when they play some of the best, that goes away. So yeah, credit to JDM for stepping it up. He's going to get a kill on Sip as well. This is looking really good for Team Liquid. You wish they could have done it just a bit earlier, but it's still worth it here. 5-7, going to be the scoreline, and Team Liquid doing a lot to break down the economy of Astralis as well. I don't know how much money they've got left, but it can't be that much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's enough for a buy, but it won't be a fantastic one. We've got 6K on Glaive. Let's have a little replay there. Glaive, that was so fast from JDM. 6K for Glaive, so he can drop like UMPs if required. The other guys can just about squeeze out AKC out. 2 UMPs coming in, a Tech 9 for Glaive. I'm not sure they're all in here. We've left about $1,000 on 3 players. So, yeah, sure, they've committed with a buy. Device of the AWP especially, but still a little bit of residual cash. We go into round number 13 here. 7-5. 3 players towards Banana at the start. Incendiary to stop the rush. And it's up to Device now to try and find that first pick. But smoked out once again. That can be so frustrating as a T-side AWP. And that's why we talk about it, whether it actually has its place on the T-side of Inferno. Because you're very vulnerable to grenades being thrown and being locked out of the round for so long. The only play you can really do is stick into 5-man unit and going towards the site, and then the AWP's almost redundant at that stage. But good positioning from Elise, getting right down there, baited in by Nitro.
Now, I wish that, I mean, people have done this. Even I know how those smokes work. You can actually throw smokes from A to where Elise is holding right now, bottom Banana. So, you know, just to help him out, because then he could probably hold that position alone for a while, and you could rotate the other guy over. But teams don't really seem to have picked that up yet. And I think it's gone out of style because you can't do the archway smoke anymore like you used to. But there are still other options that people haven't really explored too much, I feel like. Some grenades going out here, but it seems like this is all just for show.
Well, they're not fully committing just yet. T-side back towards B, and that's the big pick. It's interesting that Leach actually went for the face side. I think he flashbanged at the start, but I think he needed to be baited in by Nitro. They were just kind of segregated then. Now it's up to the aforementioned most skilled player on the team. Stepping up the AK-47, needs to find 2 here at least. There's 1. Knight be able to do this as he takes down 2 as well. He actually saves around 3 in total. Very good stuff there from Nitro. Just as his teammates go down as well, he actually had to step up there tremendously. And from the new box position of all places as well, that's normally like 1 kill, try and stay alive as long as possible, right? But he challenges and knows he had to step up and delivers a world-class performance. It's actually very good with the AK. You can see they're all focused on CD Spawn. What is this? Why is no one checking that position whatsoever? It's just after they lose the first frag. It seems to fall apart, and he gets a nice little collateral there as well. That's not bad.
I wonder if, because they got the frag so early on a leash, they think, well, there's no one else here. Right? Yeah, we've got it, you know.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah. That's a big assumption to be making, if
Absolutely.
that's the case.
Like, you're right. Like, they did get a nice early frag. It's like, oh, he was so... It is current in Csgo, man. If you get that first kill or B, like, it's someone that deep or at the car, they might just be by themselves, right?
And one of my favorite things, we haven't really seen it here, but one of my favorite things ever is to, if you're sort of halfway ecoing or something, you put one guy forward in Banana, and he's sort of just meant to go down, and then you have 3 more waiting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's like a really old school strat. Like, you should like rush 2 down Banana, have 3 stacking on the site. The objective is the first 2 just get 1 kill, then you kind of bait him into walk into the rat trap, I guess.
Yeah, they just keep going for it.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble here for Astralis. They woke up top Banana. They dropped the bomb. Now they're going to try and push in, but Liquid have a pretty good crossfire right now. Elise just has to stay alive. There's no real threat that anyone is going to run him down at the moment because he's got backup from the ruins, and that's Nitro picking up a good kill. He's really stepping it up here, and just wonderful defense coming out from the American side. It's 7-7. They've managed to tie it up. I've got to say, I'm impressed by Liquid right now. They're really holding on to this game.
They've showed good tenacity so far, just actually getting back into it after losing a spell of 5 rounds and being reset after winning 1 gun round as well. Actually looking great. This is a really solid CT half from them, and you're up against one of the world's very best teams, and they're holding their own. It's definitely not as imbalanced as it used to be, like we discussed earlier. It's not like you should be winning at least double digits to the CT side. This is fine. They get the 8-7 against a team like Astralis after losing the pistol as well. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. So we're going to round number 15 here. Astralis, they do get a reasonable buy here, lacking Molotovs essentially, but Liquid single orb setup once again. JDM this time not going for the super aggressive face. He does look towards apartments at the start. He'll be falling back to the bomb side now. No damage inflicted on either side just yet. 1 minute 30, and no Banana presence from Astralis whatsoever. Locked out once again. Elige throwing that same smoke. That might be his cue to fall back. But here we go. The final commitment from Astralis. JDM changing his position once more. Can't find his first pick, but just about misses it.
Wow, the timing there just meant everything. Twist is going to be helping out, and JDM finds a kill, but they've lost almost all of the aim presence here. Stanislaw's down, and the last player holding on the site, and they should be getting a bomb plant in. That's a bit awkward now, throwing the bomb out of apartments. Look, they actually have to jump up on the cart. This is buying just a lot of time for Liquid to get into play. You could see Siplix, he's still jumping around with that bomb. That actually bought valuable seconds, but Dupree's going to show up and take down Nitro. So, in the end, looks like it will work out all right here as Elige is in a 1 versus 3 for the 15th round. He obviously has to go for it. He's got no chance at all. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, that was just a really good execute for Astralis. It did work out, and some fortunate timing as well. Elige here, he hasn't made any noise yet, but as soon as they find out where he is, they're just all going to converge him in right away, so don't really see this working out for him. He's trying his best, walks in and gets taken out, and it's going to be 8-7 in favor of Astralis at the end of it. Yeah.
Positives for both teams, I guess, towards the end of that one, Anders. The fact is Liquid had a rough start. Like, they had 3-1 up, right? Then losing 5 rounds in a row. They're kind of stabilizing the gun rounds. They look much better towards the end. But Astralis, same sort of story as well. Winning the pistol, then being shut down. They managed to come back and had that great spell. So, I guess 8-7, either team won't be necessarily over the moon with it, but they're like, okay, this is still absolutely fine. Especially Astralis, I guess, winning on the T side. That's going to be significant. They know they could probably get a few more on the board. But still, they over to the CT side now. We see a CZ come out on the pistol. That's kind of rare. It's going to be Device wielding that weapon. He's got a smoke as well. And we'll have a look at the T buy. 1 smoke, 1 flashbang, and a P250 for Stanislaw. Looks like a default for now. I'm going to right back into the second half.
A bit of a smoke being expended. It can't really mean too much to Liquid. They must know that there's not going to be like 3 more smokes at top banana. So I guess it's really just to establish a bit of control. Actually, it looks like they're going to use it to rotate 4 men towards A. So that's exactly what Liquid were doing on the T side pistol. They had 4 people holding over here, and they still lost it. We'll see if Astralis can do better.
Yeah, we will indeed. 1 minute 20 now, and still with the smoke, and Stanislaw. P250 in hand as well. They're starting to edge their way towards the A site, which I will assume that's where they'll end up as well, considering they have no map presence anywhere else. 2 players in the apartments, make it 3 now. And Stanislaw presumably throwing that smoke towards the library side. That would make sense. So that smoke goes in, means the CT's rotating in, have a real rough time as the flashbang comes over as well. It's down to Dupree to step up. Great pistol player. Can't find that first headshot though.
These are identical rounds. This is almost unreal. Kiebi and Glaive picking up 2 big frags, and JDM is in. He needs another one quick here, and the bomb is down in the pit. This is not good. Stanislaw and JDM are left 2 versus 3 right now. 40 seconds on the clock. They're missing just a lot of shots in the pre, running out of bullets at the end. What is this circus that's happening in the pit?
Yeah, that looked really convincing for Astralis, but JDM finding 3 kills now. Let's open up the window of opportunity once again. And Stanislaw with that P250, a bit more range in the Glock. Have to throw the bomb out of the pit though. It's still a little bit scary for the T side here, but now Device coming in, that CZ denies the plant. That's great timing from him. Now it's going to be a full ace clutch of JDM to have any chance here, but taking down to 8 HP. 2 players to find. I think best case is get a plant here. One should be rushing him, actually biding their time, okay. Allowing him to at least have a chance to win this round.
He ends up going down, so Device with 2 kills there. The C-set 75 pays off, but this is really odd. These were almost identical rounds, you know, the flashbang from mid towards pit and everything.
It's a really common pistol round though. Like I always say about Mirage, right? Every team does the same T pistol, right? They do the smoke on the steps and towards jungle, flashbangs over, and it's more that you know it's coming to the CT side. You just kind of, how do we hold this off? What's our play to try and stop it? That's actually quite usual as well. The apartment's so strong here. When you know they can't really spray you down or AWP 1 by 1, you do 1 smoke towards a library position to stop the rotations and players actually holding long range angle with the USPs. Flashbangs over, and you're just trying to get that first frag, a refrag at least, and seeing if you can shut down the CT defense. Liquid, they get a plan out of that one, maybe thanks to JDM's heroics there with the Glock, somehow managing to stay alive for so long. But that's all they get out of this. So they will not be force buying for this round. They will be getting AKs out in the 3rd. So just PD50s and 1 Tech 9 for Nitro. Up against a full SMG purchase from Astralis. That's a weird decision, Michael. You know the AK is coming out next round. You've got SMGs across the board. That's a little bit strange, but they should still be fine to win the round, sure. But we'll see whether they can make it a clean victory.
Yeah, you always wonder about this many SMGs on one team because it could get out of control.
I'm preparing for the round number 3. I'm at least getting like couple of Famases in their rifles to challenge. Like the UMP is great, but I think I have a straight up duel against AK-47s as well. You want to have rifles here just to buy you a bit more range. I mean, you can be a little bit more aggressive, I guess, at the start of the round. But regardless, 4 players still alive for Astralis here. It's Kiabi that drops first, and with no nades here or no armor, yeah, sure they have the man advantage right now. It's difficult to see it going much further, but unless the timing's working in their favour. Actually taking down Glaives with low HP, but here we go. The MP9 show from Dupree finds 3 kills, and now it's at Nitro and Elise. They get a bomb plant out of this, they'll be over the moon. That's great. Probably won't win the round, but this is something to work with. Actually boost their chances going forward.
Actually, Nitro has a Molotov. I mean, it's still pretty early on, but it's going to buy a bit of time. Maybe put some pressure on Astralis just so they lose some of those seconds here and see how that's going to work out for them. Waiting down in the pit here with the P250 long range. I don't really blame him for not using the MP9 right now. I think it makes more sense in the leash. Going to pick up 2 big headshots now. It's on Nitro, 1-on-1, and he's hiding here. Sibney's going to have to pick up the mantle and just try and rush him down, and he's going to go down. Nitro hitting a headshot, and Team Liquid turning the tide. What an unlikely round to win.
Absolutely. That's kind of cool, though, to watch that round unfold the way it did. After fighting the first pick, we're saying, okay, cool, they get the bomb down, that's great. Dupree with a 3-man MP9 spread, and you think that's enough, but it's a leash He's from the pit. What was this? At that range as well? That's nuts. He manages to do that much damage there at Nitro. Holds his nerve here in the 1v1 clutch against Zipex of all people as well, Anders as well. Known to be one of the very best clutches we have in CSGO. So that's a massive round for them to pick up. Liquid right back into this. And to get to round number 18 here, it's going to be a partial buy from Astralis. 3 players going all in, to be fair. PT50s and some body armor across the board. Dupree, probably one of the best Eaglers, I would say, and especially in Denmark right now. Great with that weapon. Maybe can cause some damage.
Yeah, he's definitely lethal with that one. There are some standout players in the world that just really pop to mind whenever that pistol comes up.
Nico,
yes.
Dupree. Actually, the other Nico as well from Heroic.
Yeah.
He's super sick with the Deagle.
That is true. See, similar grenades coming out. Actually, those 2 Molotovs seem to have just been put into sort of standard play at this point. Device is playing further up than they land, so if they had tried to push through, then that could have got real scary, but they're going to be falling back instead and going to try and boost their way over. So really careful approach by Liquid here.
Yeah, that's the way you want it to be. Plenty of time to work with here. You have a huge advantage. You know the force spikes coming in from Astralis here, so just get that first pick. That's always the objective of these rounds. Get some intel as to where the stack may be. Try and bait out some grenades. They did see some of the top of B there, so that suggests there is presence towards the B side of the map. There we go. It's a crossfire, as we can see right now. Coffins and first oranges as well. But let's see whether this little stack works out with the CT. 3 players in total. Aker going in first. That's going to be Stanislaw. Like I said, get that first pick. Then you should be absolutely fine. But that's a great smoke. 25 seconds remaining, and this could fall apart, you know. They're going to have to push through this.
They're going to be falling back and standing.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes I think it takes like 13, 14 seconds to run from top banana to the A-bomb site, so you've got to be really careful. Kirby ready with the Deagle and waiting. They actually jump over it. What a ridiculous shot from Twist. What is going on?
I thought they were all in afterwards as they push through the smoke, boys.
I don't even want to see that shot from his point of view. Can we not?
I think you're going to have to, mate.
I don't want to see the replay of that. That's not the kind of Counter-Strike I want to see.
The thing is, that Deagle, like I'm saying, it was so dicey to get back to the A side, because if you lose that first kill, like you don't really have time to check everything, right? If there's one player in the pit, just get the 1 dig, denies the plant, that's round over. In 10 seconds, they've got to recover the bomb, get it planted, and the frag as well. That would have been like a horrible round to give away, but Liquid managing to hold their nerve and managing to plant Twist. What a play that was. Jumping shot, of course.
Obviously. I actually think the genius of saving a smoke till that late in a round like this where you only have pistols is, and this is like the perfect example of it really, once it goes down, think of how quickly on Liquid side you have to make up your mind about whether or not you're pushing through or falling back. Like that's a split-second decision, right? Yeah. Because you don't have any time, and very often people will make a mistake in that. You know, they'll just panic and say, "Oh, like, we got to go."
That you could see how that could have fallen apart though. They had no chance to actually check anything properly. Let's have a look at this window. Was it a full jump?
I don't want to.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, I think he just landed as the second bullet went down. Was still that. Probably shouldn't be as accurate as it was, but he'll take it all day long. It's going to be round number 19 here, and Astralis, well, after losing the second round, things are tied up now. It's going to be Liquid 9, Astralis 9, and a full eco here for the Danish side. We're going to have just USPs, PT50s, and Device, a little bit more. He's got the 5.7 and body armor. Got a flash thing to work with as well. In terms of the stacks, nothing really interesting coming into the play. 2 players of Banana and Nitro. He'll be helping himself to this side of the map, it seems. Walking in any second now. In the cubby, but trying to get this first pick. It's looking very good for him. Slots player the fountain, deals with him, and they'll actually be fully committing here. Not too bad. Gets both kills.
Yeah, trying to set up with that flashbang, but didn't work out at all. Just actually really good movement from Nitro. He turned around before anything even happened then. And now Dupree and Kirby just looking to see if they can get any kills at all in the end of this round here. But this is going to be Team Liquid overtaking Astralis in rounds here. It's going to be 10-9 for sure, and I'm just, again, very impressed now. Astralis are the ones who have to show us what they can do on the CT side once they pick up the rifles.
Sure. Well, Dupree, last player remaining. Liquid take the lead at this point, and Dupree dealt with there. So money's actually pretty decent for Astralis. It's about the 4.6k mark, so there's enough to actually buy into it, but no orbs coming out. Device actually knocked down to just UMP, opting for more grenades here in number 20, but Liquid definitely in with a shot of winning this map now. Actually looking quite convincing here. They're going to, I guess, what we'd call maybe a bonus round at this stage, considering they've got like residual UMPs here, and there's Astralis players about head armor as well. That makes things a lot more dangerous now for the Danish side. Dupree and Glaive are head armor, so look out for them, the way they go down, and whether it was the UMP that was their nemesis. Here we go. 3 players towards B at the start for Astralis. 1 will be falling back, of course. That's going to be Glaive, who just drops the initial smoke. Smoke at the bottom of the banana area, so you can see Nitro locked out there, and this is a chance for the CT to push down and gain some sort of map control here.
Oh, that's a nice grenade on Nitro.
Yeah, 40 damage.
The smoke, I think he thought he was pretty safe all the way back on the ramp here, but
those sort of grenades, like, you might not think it's too flashy, it doesn't get a kill, but that actually makes the M4s now have 1 bullet potential on that player, so that's actually pretty significant.
Plenty of time right now for Liquid. I like this slow approach that they've been going with. They really want the maximum amount of information every round before they make up their minds.
And also as well, it bleeds the CTs out. They have to throw smokes at the very start. If you're rushing, you're always kind of playing into that sort of idea. But if you just play the round out like a full default, try and show presence there, try and get some smokes out of their hand. You know the money's going to be great for the CT side here. This is looking pretty textbook from Liquid. Quite confident in this one. One player at B now, that's Device. He's got his final grenade there. And it's the smoke, only UMP to work with as well. So sure that gets deployed, but there's still 35 seconds here. So they can wait for that pretty comfortably, trying to hold him on this side of the map with Nitro there, challenging with his UMP. As we go back towards there with the bomb, Stanislaw presumably going to be using the same smoke from the pistol towards the library side.
Yeah, and actually Astralis are falling back into position on the A side. They've got the call from Device on the other side that they're not coming towards Banana. So Dupree, that's a good pickup. Kirby does go down, and there's still Glaive. So now it's still all on Dupree in the bomb side, getting the headshots with the USP. He needs to reload this rifle, but he's not going to be able to. I think he landed one more shot there. And in the end, it will be a 2-on-2 here, but he's made it possible for them to win the round. Oh, no!
What are they doing?
They don't have any time.
There's a bomb down.
It was down in the pit. I thought they went straight for it, but
yeah,
Liquid.
That's what I thought as well. But I just saw it with 4 seconds remaining as well. Well then, Dupree, I thought, okay, that was just about enough to make the chance, like give them a chance to make it a realistic situation for them. But the bomb down, I guess that was where it all fell apart. So let's see where that bomb got dropped. So it must have been this player here, right? There it is. Okay, so that's the problem. So Dupree, at this point, is still alive as long as he can. The fact he gets that kill's nuts, and I guess single-handedly wins around there. Big round for Astralis to pick up.
I've got to point out as well, just the how much of a difference it makes the Device. He sees one person, puts up a smoke, but then nothing else happens. So he can make the call for the rest of the Astralis team to say, well, look, there's not much else going on right here, so just stay on A.
Bit of damage there down to Stanislaw and Nitro. Pretty sure they were trying to make their way in towards Banana, found the Molotov at their feet as they decided to push in, and now smoked out once again. Can
we talk about the fact that Glaive has 2 kills? I mean, I guess 3. He was got the team killed.
It was like 0 and 12 at one point, I think. So yeah, he's normally like one of those in-game leaders celebrated as being a really good fragger as well, right?
Yes.
And he team killed, like he's got 3 kills technically, I guess. He did have 1 kill before he team killed. He went down to... Oh no, he did. It was on -1, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a -1 for a while.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Well, yeah, this is not a great performance for him. 2 for 17. That's pretty shocking in anyone's book. But still, all it takes is one clutch from him or 1 round, significant impact, and all will be kind of forgiven at that stage. We'll see whether he can step up his game going forward. 2 seconds remaining now, and Liquid do have B control in terms of Banana. Bomb still down at T-steps though, and the smoke remaining. 2 smokes, it's enough for a basic execution towards B. There's the first towards CD spawn, but smoked out themselves. That's the Device once again, dropping it at the perfect time with 35 seconds remaining here. And do Liquid push through this, or try and wait up and risk not getting the bomb down again?
It's even a 3rd player rotating in here. I mean, this is just a great read from Astralis. This is everything you want from a CT side right now. They're going to commit to it Liquid, and right now Astralis know they can't fall back. They have to go for this.
Here he comes. Told you.
Just had to call him out once. The 3rd kill even coming in. Device has gone down, but this is happening right now for Glaive. He just needed a little bit of pressure, I feel like. 10 seconds here. Twist going to go for the plant, but they're not even going to wait for it. Straight takes him down. Is Glaive with a quad kill. There it is.
That's so typical, isn't it? As soon as you say, oh, a bit of a quiet game, he has a massive round. That's what I was saying. Like, as soon as you have one of those sort of rounds where he single-handedly wins it for his team, he's like, yeah, you know what? They're now winning the game. So that's absolutely fine. Through the smoke, he gets 2 and denies a plant as well. That takes money away from Liquid. And that's actually quite significant considering their circumstance right now. About 4.5k per player. They get the bomb down, they actually get an extra $800 per player, right? So Glaive going above and beyond in that particular round. Number 22 up next. We do have a buy here. JDM bring out the AWP. 3 acres as well, Alige yet to buy. So, very well played. Just to know as well, Device dropping that smoke once again at the 30-second mark. That's so devastating for a T-side when you've committed to go towards B. It's like, right, pick your poison time. Are we running through and potentially getting mowed down with the M4s, or are we waiting and then maybe not even getting the bomb down? So it's really difficult to make the decision there. Takes kind of an iron fist from the in-game leader to decide on the fly. To go, okay, now I need to work out what my plan is here. Do I call to stop and maybe lose around in one way, or go through and hope for the best?
Yeah, and I mean, last time it happened, they rotated back and it cost them the round, right? It got
That's
really
2
bad.
rounds. It's got a little dicey when the smoke gets deployed at the last moment.
So 10-11. JDM opening up with a big frag on device. That's what they need. And we talked about this so much now, the AWP on the T side. If you can make it work like that, then that's all you really want out of a round. But they will lose Elise, and that's to an unlikely AWPer in Dupree, who picks up a kill. But we've actually seen him do this before, and he can be pretty lethal with it. And he gets another kill, taking down Stanislav. Just what is going on? And Glaive shows up Dupree, finding 4 kills in the round with the AWP. Well, there it is.
That's actually kind of sick from him. Not known to be an AWPer, but if you had to choose someone on Astralis to be the secondary AWPer, I guess his name would come up first. Like, that's, I guess, like they have been up there with the world's best the last year or so, but they've always been kind of criticized for that. They don't have that double AWP plan, and Dupree's been trying to do it more and more. We've seen glimmers of it, and I guess this is testament to that work coming into practice right now. Dupree goes down, sorry, Device goes down to start, and Dupree picks up the AWP, and looks great. That second shot especially, that was some world-class stuff in that round. Very good.
That's going to feel so bad if you're Liquid, because you're not going to get too many rounds where you get an opening like that. You know, straight frag really early on in the half, so you also in the round, so you can just make it work. And now there's an actual barbecue going on.
Apparently so. The bomb dropped as well, and I think at this point they know this round's over. Zipex insults to injury there. Through the smoke, AK-47 finds 3 kills. As I said, the barbecue coming in and taking on 2 players at start pretty much signifies it's going to be the end.
Fried banana. You're a fan of
Fried
it?
banana. That sounds quite delicious, actually.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I had it just the other week.
Why did you have that?
We were at a Brazilian barbecue.
That's true. I've had it there before.
Yeah?
Now it's all flooding back to me.
Yeah,
we were in
it's
Sao Paulo. I actually remember that.
It's really good.
It's pretty cool. Double AWP setup now. Glaive this time. Again, you know what, Dupree? I liked what you did there. Can I have a go?
Just taking that away from him.
Yeah.
It's a bit cruel, I think. Heartless.
Well, he'll be holding towards the quad side, and 13-10. Astralis definitely looking quite dominant here towards the latter stages here, the second half. 13-10 and double AWPs. Week 5 for Liquid. They still have 4 AKs, and JDM with the AWP. He's got no head armor, no nades himself. He's certainly not feeling fully comfortable here. Kiabi bottom of the scoreboard now, 7 kills, 18 deaths. Another start, I guess, missing from the Astralis lineup so far. Normally known as one of the bigger fraggers. Oh, there we go.
Look at that exchange from those 2 players. Again, it's Device and JDM got the better of him last time, so I guess it's only fair. I think the problem for Liquid is they're sort of running out of real estate right now. They need to do something with these last rounds. If they're serious about making a comeback, it has to be now, because the Astralis are going to be right on the edge of winning this game. Flashbang is pretty good, and it will force Glaive to fall back, but then the bomb is dropped. That's really unfortunate. I have no idea, Henry.
You hate to see it. 5-on-3, still a chance here, but it's going to take some wondrous performance from, I guess, really players in the archway. Stanislav finds 1. Device doesn't need to overcommit here. That almost hit, and yes, he finds 2 kills in total. So now we do have a chance. 3-on-3, bomb still down.
Yeah, 25 seconds left.
Still could go back towards B, you know. Yeah, they will.
This is just a smart move, and again, one of those mid-round calls that's so important. The grenade will get him, but that almost looked like another team kill was about to happen. Nitro and Twist, they only have 1 flashbang. That's so unfortunate. This is where you wish you could have picked up something in transit, you know, any smoke, any Molotov or anything like that.
Boys, what's this? Oh, just about get away with the kills, almost guaranteed. He was running out of time, right? He could have gone behind the fountain, I think, just about, but opts to a real open plan there. Nitro now up against it, 3 versus 1, full commitment of the spray, and Molotov at his feet. It was a good try, the fast rotation. I like the thought behind it, but that player going down the middle as well. I guess there was 8 seconds or anything. I think they pretty much could have got the safe plant in, but took a gamble and punished for it. Nitro got the plant in, but no round of victory here, and the Astralis get 1 step closer to closing this game out. It's going to be 14-10 now, but we're at a maximum loss bonus for Team Liquid, meaning get $3,400. Here's the replay for Stanislav. Got a couple of frags. He definitely got them back into this round as well. I think this is when Device went down. Yes, indeed. Kiabi, though. There's the die of the plant, and the round over. The Molotov lands at his feet.
Yeah, there's nothing that he's going to be able to do at that point in time, is there? 14-10, and I think we've got a tactical timeout for Team Liquid. I mean, if they were going to have one, then I guess now is the time. They will have the money to buy, but I'm still wondering. I feel like they've they haven't found enough answers here on the T side. You know, there isn't like one good thing that they've done that we could sort of go back to and say, well, that really worked. We should do that again.
I guess the pistol strategy, we've seen that come out in a gun round. Didn't really seem to have the same sort of effect. But yeah, so far they've won 3 rounds right in the second half, 2 of which were off the back of getting that force buy victory in round number 2, then up against a force buy from Astralis, winning that. Then they win an eco. So they haven't really won a proper gun round in rounders. They're actually getting wrecked in the latter stages. 5 in a row now for Astralis. And aggressive play from Dupree. With that first pick, did a little bit of damage, but takes some himself. Good nade there, might just land. She does, and then some. Takes twists down to 50 HP. So good damage there as he falls back. Get some intel. It's the fear of God into them as well, and he might be waiting for them in the Apalma's position. They'll slowly make their way out. This is a fast commitment by the looks of things as well. Bomb there as well. Is going for one of their kind of set strategies, a couple of basic smokes, and a missed shot from Glaive. Not an AWP. It's going to give a few kills now towards Liquid.
Yeah, ready. That's the bomb down and hit. He goes for more, hits a headshot, but finally he will be taken down and looked like that was about to spiral out of control once again. Device and Sip now coming in fairly quickly, and this position from Stanislaw is so good. He doesn't really have to do very much. He could just sort of listen and even get a kill then. But even if he's not too aggressive, you know, he can just draw that into a really long fight, and it becomes almost impossible to retake. So just great job. Why is he juggling both the orbs away?
Deny them, I guess, for... You can't take both in the next round and throw one over the wall just to limit, I guess, the T side so they can't save an orb.
Spiteful.
Yeah, you hate to see that. But yeah, that was actually quite cool from Liquid. You can see that the really slow play stuff has been coming out time and time again. They're getting shut down by the smokes to start, then they lose a first pick, and they seem a little bit cagey at that stage. I think they was going, right, this is our objective to start at this round. One smoke coming in. Luckily, Glaive's on the other side with the AWP and that double orb set up, and he misses a really vital shot. Doesn't get that. He gets dropped, and then simple flashbangs over as well, and they managed to overwhelm the ace side. So finally, Liquid winning a gun round there. Kiabi did what he could toward the end of that. Like, he's in the pit. Had a really quiet game so far. You see him adjusting his headset. Maybe not looking 100% comfortable right now. Frag total for him is, to be fair, he stepped it up in the last few rounds, 13 to 19. Glaive is still right down there, 6 for 18. Had that one really good round of 4 kills.
Yeah.
That's all he's really had. So
are those the only 4 kills he's had in the second half then?
I think it must be, right? He might have got 1 kill on the pistol, I'm not sure.
Maybe him having a bit of an off game. I'm sure if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see later, you know, oh, that was not my game, you know, I just wasn't feeling good.
But the result is the most important thing at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
They win this, like, you're not really worried about that. You think tough games happen, and Device now.
That's the difference between you and I, Henry, because I think my own personal result is the one that's more important.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we could lose the game anytime.
Well, we lost, but guys, I did get 30 frags.
Yeah, I did do well. Maybe that's why I was never a professional player. Maybe
that's probably the only reason, probably, I'd imagine. Nothing else.
The only thing. Well, there it is. Currently with a kill, and now I feel like this is a classic Inferno problem. You know, you lose the first guy on CT side. Now, do you hold 3 on A and 1 on B, or 2 in each bomb side? That's a hard nut to crack.
Normally, I would say just keep Device alone at B, but the fact he's only got 18 HP, like, you're going to have to think to yourself, okay, well, he's probably going to need some back at this point. Let's go for the 2-on-2 setup. Back towards B for Liquid, though. Device needs to hit at least the first shot here. Can't stay for a massive duel. That's another nice smoke, though. Full commitment's coming in. They're pushing this.
Yeah, they're going to run right through that. Molotov not going to stop them. It actually does an enormous amount of damage. Why are they still standing inside of it? And Sip goes with a spray. What on earth is going on, Henry?
I don't know, but it's looking promising now for Astralis to take the advantage here. Plant comes in, still 30 seconds, so not too scary here. Could be denied, though. They're not looking at Banana whatsoever. This is a bit of a blunder. Looking like a horrible setup there. There's tunnel vision towards that garden position. Now, Device finds another frag. That should be round done. But Nitro does...
It's the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life.
That was pretty awful, wasn't it? Well, let's not say things we don't mean. But the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have seen worse.
You've seen some things
within the narrow context of this particular event.
Okay, fair enough. And these 2 maps you've cast is the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Listen,
but still, you could see there was so many mistakes made there by Liquid. Sitting in the flames for 1, looking a little overwhelmed. They're not even thinking about the banana position whatsoever. You had 1 player boosted up who's just staring towards the ruins area. Why is no one even considering that banana could be a thing, a real possibility coming in there? Zeus probably not going to be happy about that. That's now match point.
I think if that's what he's saying now, you're sitting in the fire, and it isn't working.
Guys, what have I told you about sitting in flames? It doesn't work. We've tried this.
We covered this. We had a whole boot camp last week. It was just all we talked about was not doing that.
Well, unfortunately for Liquid at this point, Anders, after winning that previous round and then just losing that one, They get $1,400 per player. Sure, the bomb goes down, but that's pretty much only good news. They've got less than 3K per player now. I think we have got one whose Nitro's got 4,200, so they have to buy, obviously, at match point. But this is when Astralis pretty much close out the game. It'd be an absolute nightmare to imagine a world where they give it away. 3 Tech 9s, a UMP, Nitro, he's got the NEAK 47, so double orb set up for the CT side. They can afford to be a little bit more audacious at the start here as well. Go for that first pick. They know the orb's almost impossible for Liquid at this stage.
Very hard to shut that down. Smoke towards top mid, and yeah, is he going to respect it? It's going to be one of those things where he tries to push, so it feels like he's just going to play it as safe as he can. But Device, when he gets into position with this AWP at top banana, that's going to make their life a lot more difficult. In fact, look at this. Astralis just pushing everywhere at the moment.
They are indeed. Wanted to close this one out. T-Steps. Still 3 players for Liquid there. Very tentative round from them. Not giving too much away. At least has got some Palmer's control with Twist as well, so that's going to be their first objective, but another great smoke deployed by the Astralis side there. Buying them some time. No frag coming in just yet, but there it is. Twist picks it up, takes him down, and now it's up to Device there. Wanted to go for the duel, but will be falling back. Dupree, not on Orpa, chiming in once again with that weapon. Had a fantastic round earlier, and he manages to settle the score here and bring it back to a 4-on-4. And Dupree, he'll be AWPing those Palmer's positions. Kiabi there as well. They've actually taken the base slightly, though. Zipex has left the A site, joining Device and Dupree. Can he step up once again?
45 seconds on the clock here, and Dupree certainly ready and waiting. Twist just walking out, so that was a fairly easy shot for him to hit. Kiabi wants to fall back maybe and try and help out his friend who's in the pit. That's another kill coming in. Nitro is now down in 35 seconds here. It's not looking good. JDM the last one left. And 1-on-4, and he's going to get taken down. Astralis win the map 16-11. I mean, overall, it was looking comfortable for them, but I actually thought there was a chance for Liquid here to have maybe turned it around. I don't think it was impossible. They weren't. We made fun of them that one round with the B bomb side just now, but apart from that, I think they were actually looking good.
It was a solid game for them, I think, generally. I think there's a slight caveat to that, the sense that we didn't have Glaive or Kiabi for most of the game, especially Glaive as well. So even though they did put up a decent showing there, I still feel like they were a little bit gutted. Sure, it's a close scoreline, but at best of 1 doesn't really matter. And against a weakened Astralis as well, it's not like Astralis were going absolutely lights out there. They had some decent